Alright, so it would appear that it is indeed streaming. Oh, here is hoping, ladies and gentlemen, that everything goes well. Because we all know how Friday went, and it did not go as well as it could have. For those who weren't there on Friday, I attempted to stream Resident Evil 1, the legitimate copy, using legitimate Sony PlayStation hardware. And yeah, it didn't end very well. The PS3 did not read the disc, and I have no idea why. No idea why at all. It had run it literally about 15 minutes earlier, but sadly, it just didn't work. I have no clue why. Then I tried to run Resident Evil 1 with the EPSXE, and it still didn't work for some reason that day. So, yeah, who knows why it didn't work, and most importantly, who cares? Because when the consoles fail, the PC shall step in and succeed. I was even going... It's almost like I planned it. It really is almost like I planned it. Because I was going to say, you know, the console is not always bad. The console can be good. Oh, I'm an idiot at times. I forgot to set my headset. I literally have a headset on that's doing nothing. There we go. Alright. And I hope the audio is equalized enough. It doesn't sound like it isn't. Alright, so of course we have the original Resident Evil Director's Cut. We're playing the original disc. I have configured EPSXE to give us the shittiest of graphics so that we can get the full PSX experience. Because we want the full PSX experience. Because you haven't lived until you have enjoyed those highly pixelated graphics. What's interesting, though, is it was more difficult than one might imagine to get the graphics as shitty as I would have liked. And of course we're going to be Jill Valentine, because if I played Chris Redfield, I would die all the time. Because Jill, of course, gets her pistol. I've always wanted a Beretta 92. But, alas, just got to 1 a.m. Ugh. See, it's just now. I can't imagine what time zone you're in, because just now it's 7:02. And not much is up other than just streaming, and it looks like Resident Evil here is working, so that's what's up. Ah, the glorious writing of Resident Evil 1. Look at those pixels! It's just beautiful. Honestly, what happened to Chris when they were running to there? How did they really get mixed up? And why would she want to go back out there? It sounds like firecrackers. It's 4th of July! Oh, you just finished the game for the first time. Well, it is quite a good game to finish. It takes forever, though. And no, it was not a battle to get this bloody thing to work. I sacrificed a goat in the name of the Omnissiah, and it functioned. And it worked. Ugh. I need to reread the book, Resident Evil: The Umbrella Conspiracy. No game sound. There should be sound coming from the game. Shows it up on OBS, so I don't know, maybe it's something on your end, sadly. And hello, Nicholas. Alright, so let's actually start trying to focus on the game. So, honestly, what was Wesker gonna handle out there? Just standing around looking like an idiot? A far cry from his Matrix Neo days. And I like Jill sandwiches. Wait, they came out wrong. Oh, I thought it was red paint! So, I don't know. I thought Chris bled green. I thought it was a fucking Vulcan. Hey, wait, can I pick up that crest now? I wonder if I can. I never tried. So let's see. Can I pick it up? And oh, I can! How would she know? It's like, okay, what must Barry be thinking when Jill picks up this thing off of a wall? Like, that would definitely seem a bit strange, I would think. Just a little. Alright, as usual, we have to go see the zombie. One thing that's kind of funny, though, is the first time I played this, I thought you could kill the zombie. I really did. It seemed like, not having played a survival horror game really before, I had thought that you were supposed to kill him, not just run away. And you can't kill him. if you try to, he's completely invulnerable, and you'll waste all your bullets and will die. Could be muted in OBS or the sound driver in EPSXE. I don't know. I mean, OBS shows it's got audio and I can hear. 357 Magnum. That Colt Python, though, I get the feeling that's Barry's midlife crisis gun, because those Colt Pythons, even back in '96, I think they were about $1,000 back then. Resident Evil Remastered? Which one? The GameCube or the PC version? I have the PC version, but I haven't played it. As for the GameCube version, I liked it. No, I hated it when I first played it. I like it now. And I wasn't paying any attention to what was going on just now. So I think... Oh, yeah, we gotta go back out here. Okay, there we go. And... Hello, Connor. Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. MacLeod, that is the most common Scottish name you'll see. Even in, like, the space future, there's always people named that. And yeah, the atmosphere... You know what's funny about Resident Evil? The atmosphere is great, but then you have the hilarious voice acting. And that kind of calms you down a bit. You know, it's really quite interesting how that works. Okay, and one thing I always like, because I'm not going to use any quick saves. There's no time to check that. All right, we got to wander around for a minute and see nothing, because like this kind of implies that like Chris is just kind of like hiding back here, just waiting to pop out like a fucking asshole. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I'll turn up the desktop audio a bit. Can't figure what out? He's not there. There's nothing to figure out.
Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Zombie dogs trying to eat everyone. That's pretty obvious.
let's search for him separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
Let's split up, gang, because that's a perfect idea.
We could get into trouble.
I have not read the George Romero script for Resident Evil, but I am aware of what was in it. Like, Chris was supposed to be a Native American, and a few weird things like that.
You, the master of unlocking.
Okay, so now you can hear the audio. Okay, good. I had thought that it was loud enough.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
It's like, if Jill is supposed to be, you know, some sort of great master of unlocking, you think she'd actually have a lockpick with her, but oh well.
In this hall.
I am totally not going to do a voiceover of the game. I don't have a high-pitched enough voice for Jill. I don't think Barry showed up in a long time. I think like he showed up in this game and maybe 6, I want to say. But other than that, he just kind of disappeared. Along with Rebecca Chambers. Really? I did not see the dialogue. I just knew that George Romero changed around a lot of things for some reason. It's like, this game has a perfectly adequate story for a movie. I don't know why video game movies just can't directly adapt the video game. It's kind of like with Doom. It's like they couldn't even call like the Marines something like FPS. They had to have the double RTS. It's like RTS. Doom is not an RTS. It's either a first-person shooter or a roguelike. The man for voiceovers. He's busy with all of his various art projects. He's too good for the likes of us. He's too much of a snooty European artist. Central City. I can only assume the voice actor did something with The Flash. I've not watched any of the Arrowverse shows. I haven't watched The Flash, nor have I watched Green Arrow. I just never had really any interest in those shows. Like, at all. Okay, now, in the remake, what you can do here is, I think, like, you can stab the guy. But I know he is alive. I think I'm probably gonna have to get hit anyway and kick his head off. Because Jill is that strong. She can literally kick someone's head from their shoulders. Or maybe he was just decayed that much. I don't know. Alright, let's grab the ye old ink ribbon. Because we're going to try to do this as legitimately as possible. Which means we got to use that bloody typewriter. I remember when I first played this, I was so pissed off by the typewriter. I was like, that's the stupidest thing of all time. Why can't I just save normally? Well, I mean, seriously though, you can't. Even though you just play the game, you can play the game anyway. It'd still be nice if they just turned it into a movie, because they can do it with books. Like, okay, video game novelizations are always really good for some reason. Or at least most of them are really good. You know, like the Halo novelizations are absolutely excellent. The Resident Evil novelizations, also quite good. It's like, would you turn that into a movie, goddammit? You know, Doom the movie, I was really excited about that, actually, when it came out, but I did not see it when it came out, though. Yes, let me save, goddammit. My virtual memory card is full somehow. Okay, maybe there's some room on memory card, too? Okay, thank you, Izmir. I actually did come up with a Predator fanfic once where there was a squad of Predators trying to take down something, but I can't remember what it was. And when I was trying to come up with names for the Predators, I basically just took Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse Ventura and added a bunch of apostrophes. So instead of Jesse Ventura, it's like Jesse Ventura or something like that. Like how a Predator would say that. You know, the big problem with Doom the movie is it's really boring. Doom the movie is a good example of a crappy movie because nothing happens for most of the movie and everything happens at the very end. Oh shit! Shit, run! I lost the controls there for a second. Mortal Kombat was a pretty good movie. I didn't watch it when it first came out, but I did watch it on VHS a little time after. And Mortal Kombat, they actually kept to what the game was supposed to be. They didn't make it like some sort of Wall Street knockoff or something. And I am looking forward to the new Predator movie, just because it does have Shane Black doing some writing, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm a big fan of Shane Black's work, actually. Although for the longest time I had no idea who he was. And let's see what we got. Oh yeah, I think it was. I did actually use one of those reminder things. I finally remembered that they existed. Let's see. Should I heal? Yeah, no, I'm on caution, so I might as well heal with the herb. Time to get high, because that's sort of the implication, is it not? Mortal Kombat Annihilation wasn't that bad. The Postal movie. How good? Well, you know, I haven't seen the Postal movie, so maybe it's so bad it's good. That's usually the case with Yui Bowl. It's that. I know it's technically not Yui, but I like calling him Yui just because his existence annoys me. But like Postal itself was supposed to be extraordinarily offensive, and so since Postal the movie was offensive, I guess it succeeded in its goal. And like when it comes to video game movies, half the time they really are just utterly dull and boring with nothing happening to them. For example, you have of course Assassin's Creed. I saw that fairly recently. And Assassin's Creed, the movie, was utterly horrific. There was no actual assassinating in the actual movie. Michael Fassbender was not doing that well as an actor. And like when you look at the runtime, and it's like it's an hour in the movie, and literally nothing has happened. Nothing plot-wise has really happened. You have to wonder, like, what were they like the AVGN used to say? What were they thinking? What were they honestly thinking when they were working on this movie? It's like there's no assassinating going on, and it's just, what was the point of Assassin's Creed the movie anyway? It had nothing to do with the actual games. And I forget what I'm supposed to do here. I guess walk back and forth. I always forget what happens here. Because I know it's this door. And Barry's supposed to show up. There he is.
What's going on?
It took you that long to figure out what was going on? The fucking roof is gonna crush you.
What happened?
Barry?
Yeah, Rampage was supposed to be halfway decent from Yui. Since he decided not to make a bloody video game movie out of it. Kick this doghouse down. Charge through. The Mario Brothers movie. You know, with Mario Brothers having such a weird plot, I'm not surprised that they came up with what they came up with. And I think Mario Brothers wasn't as bad as some other video game movies because stuff actually happened.
Thanks for saving my life.
But really though, Assassin's Creed, I can't say it's...
Barry,
Hello, Mythlock.
back to the dining room.
But it's just so much annoying crap happened in Assassin's Creed. It just was so dull. It's like there were some... Well, I mean, let me tell you this. It was moments of dullness punctuated with moments of decent action. But there was really no context for the action. Yeah, whatever. I just saved you from being a sandwich. In the book, it actually is... They kind of lampshade that in the book, saying that was a lame joke anyway. And, you know, oh, shit. I should probably shoot this guy, but, you could do a modern-day Super Mario Brothers movie, and it wouldn't necessarily be that bad, but make it animated. Maybe have them, like, get, like, superpowers or something, or, like, some sort of super suit to make them jump really high. I don't know. It's hard to say. House of the Dead. House of the Dead is an interesting movie. It's another one of those films that is nothing and does nothing most of the time. Just like Assassin's Creed the movie. Let me put it this way. When it takes you an hour to get to the plot, you've pretty much failed. Oh yeah, I didn't know you could see the poster back there. Yeah, you know, people do complain about the Doom box art, but I didn't think it looked that bad. And I would like to have got one of those big, long posters, but I didn't have any room for it in here, actually. A movie about a pacifist predator. Oh, an SJW predator. Wait. If a predator was an SJW, then wouldn't he be extra violent? I don't know. But, did I get Resident Evil working on the PC? No, this is emulated on the PC. Because the PC will work when the console will crap out. I'm emulating this with ePSXe, and I have the graphics set as shitty as they possibly will go. Double Dragon the movie is one of the more interesting movies. I have not actually seen it, but I've seen a number of reviews for it, and just looking at it, it looks like it was sort of a fun movie. It had nothing to do with the games at all, but at least it had something going for it. It's just... It's like, I'm gonna keep harping on Assassin's Creed, because that movie disappointed me more than any movie I've seen this entire bloody year. Because Assassin's Creed the movie, it took him an hour to just explain what the main plot was. Michael Fassbender's character had no character. And the past sequences had very little context. And it's just the whole movie was a complete piece of crap from start to finish. And I like crappy movies. I really do. I really like crappy movies because they can be fun. But there was no fun to be had in Assassin's Creed whatsoever. It was just things happening. Like, Mortal Kombat Annihilation can be fun. And it is. It's not a terrible movie. Assassin's Creed, I basically kept looking like, when is it going to be over? When is it going to be over? And it just drug on and on and on. It's got to be... It honestly has to rank up there as one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was that bloody bad. Well, that's a rant over. And I would be tempted to review that, but I just know it would be taken down for copyright, like, almost immediately. Oh, crap, there he is. Oh, damn it. Fucking asshole. That is sexual harassment, and I shall shoot you for it. And, of course, I'm out of ammo. Just fucking run past. Go through the door. Go through the... And, of course, now it's broken. I should remember that. Oh, well, I think we lost it. We lost it. That's why I'm glad I saved. It's always good to save. The crappiest movie that I like, I do not... Well, let me think for a moment. Because I've seen quite a few movies in my time. Well, what exactly defines crappy, though? For me, even if you have low production values, you can still have an interesting movie. Or if you have... And hello, Bucky Jackrabbit. But when it comes to a movie that I dislike, it has to have one of two things. It has to have... Well, thank you, Crow550. You really didn't need to do that. But... consider it be cheating to use save states on Devil May Cry 3? Not really. Have I ever dated a thought? I'm not really sure what that is, so I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no on that one. Oh yeah, I forgot about the box in here. But yeah, I think the crappiest movie I would have to have seen in my time would actually have to be... And I would have to say... Now, what movie was the most unpleasant that I've ever seen? One that I just couldn't wait to be over. I'd almost say Lincoln. because it was basically just Daniel Day-Lewis mumbling at the camera. I mean, I know that the story was really good and he won an Oscar for that, but watching it, it just went on and on. It really was just incoherent mumbling most of the time. And it just... Waterworld is not that bad, because still there's stuff going on. Doom is another movie I consider really crappy because nothing happens. None of the characters are likable. The plot takes way too long to get started for what it is. Because Doom the movie doesn't have much of a plot, and what it does have is still pretty bloody crap. So it's like it just any movie where it takes you about a half an hour for the plot to even start, and it's literally just things happening on screen. Waterworld has a legitimate plot. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, you got to stop Shao Kahn. There you go. The characters are pretty good. Liu Kang is legitimately heroic. It's a decent movie. But just when you don't have a plot, when you don't have characters, when you don't have anything, it's just an exercise in frustration more than anything else. Once again, why I really despised... Actually, nah, I'm not going to save. I'm just going to try to play Dead or Alive. Once again, Dead or Alive, it was a movie where stuff was happening. Once again, I've not seen it, but I've seen the reviews for it. It's funny to see what reviewers consider to be crappy movies, though. Because for me... Well, that guy had too much to drink. To me, a crappy movie is where nothing happens, and I'm just staring at nothing happening. Batman vs. Superman. Yeah, I've heard about that. I have not seen that, actually. But I have heard that it was quite angering because they made Batman into a complete psycho, which is really quite annoying. They definitely try to push that psycho bat thing now for some reason. And I really thought that Batman vs. Superman was going to be just a straight retelling of Dark Knight Returns, but from what I've heard, it is not. So, oh well. And yeah, I think Spoonie did a review for the Dead or Alive. Oh yeah, Spoonie's back, which is very surprising. He was actually streaming today, and he's back. He's actually talking in his streams. It's not just him doing this. I can't stop talking for that long. But it's not just him just playing a game and not saying anything. It's like, that is very boring. Okay, so he dodged him. Alright, there's that asshole. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Oh, damn it! I thought I was gonna be able to dodge him. Okay, this is not a time for necking, Jill, okay? Oh, damn it, I'm dead. I'm so dead again. The problem is, it's very hard to see where to go right there. Oh yeah, and the Tomb Raider movies. I really liked the Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider 1 I liked. I did not like the ending to Tomb Raider... What was it? The Angel of Truth or something? But I really did like Tomb Raider 1 at least. Had Daniel Craig in it, of all people. I mean, he's certainly come a long way. And let me tell you this. I found Angelina Jolie to be quite attractive. And what's funny about that, though, is I was at the right age to find Angelina Jolie really attractive. I was like 12 at the time. Let me put it this way. My fairly small DVD collection at the time had Tomb Raider in it. And I think we can all remember that one major scene in the film. You know the one I'm talking about. Because, like, PG-13, you're just old enough to actually be able to see it. And, of course, they had to include... And literally in the director's commentary, they said that they included that for the adolescent young males. Those evil, straight young males. How dare they? Although, you know, they'd probably call that sexist now. But back in the day, people just, you know, had fun with it. Well, nobody can have fun these days, because that might offend someone. Well, the Burton baddie is different from the Batman vs. Superman version in many respects, though. It's like, he was crazy, but not the bad kind of crazy, though. And yeah, you know, Doom could have been a good movie if Doom Guy actually was present. I mean, Carl Urban did not make for a very good Doom Guy. Like, you would have thought The Rock would have been, you know, the hero, but he wasn't. Oh yeah, here's something to keep you guys up at night. The Rock is supposed to be the new Jack Burton. If the I just watched it today. I can't remember the title for some reason. Big Trouble in Little China. When they remake that, he's supposed to be Jack Burton, Live in fear, for I shall. Well, at least Spoonie's doing something, even if he's not doing reviews yet. I don't know, Jill, she's into the dead guys. I don't know why. But hey, you know, these things happen. I don't know if it's too late for Spoonie. He might be able to pull it back. I hope he can. Which member of the Normandy crew from any of the games would you choose to survive with? Well, you know, my very first answer for that would be Tally, but if we're stuck on Earth, she would be dead, like, within a week from starvation, because she couldn't actually eat anything on Earth. So, somebody who wouldn't die from starvation, you need somebody who was equal parts intelligent and capable of, once again, eating things. I don't know, could, I can't remember her name now. Whenever I'm trying to do this stuff, I can't remember names. The Asari. What the hell was her name? Okay, come on. Let me get past this. There we go. Finally. God damn it. That was harder than it bloody well should have been. Oh yeah, Carl Urban was a great Dredd. He was really quite good as Dredd. I really liked Dredd. The only problem I had with Dredd was the annoying 3D sequences. I didn't even see it in 3D. I saw it in fucking 2D. And it's like, okay, I guess in 3D it might have looked really cool, but my preference is not. It's like, just, if they could have cut out those scenes, it would have been a much better movie. Like, a much better movie by far. And yeah, probably Spoonie is back because he's running out of money, but at least he's back! It's better than him just fading away into nothingness. Oh, I guess I need to check out Hackers at some point. And hello, Braid Best 2004. Well, you know, what's interesting is I do like the smaller streams myself, and yet I should probably want streams with like hundreds of people, but when there's hundreds of people, it goes by so fast, it's like, wait, what did that say? What did this say? I don't know, I can't tell. Once again, in 3D, the slow-mo sequences were probably really cool. Seeing it in 2D is like, yeah, whatever. I don't really like 3D much since I have to wear glasses, and you have to put the 3D glasses over your glasses, and it's really uncomfortable. Okay, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to reset this. Okay, I'm just going to shoot these dumb fucks. Of course, since I can't aim, they're just going to do that, aren't they? Just gonna wander around like fucking Frankenstein assholes. Okay, you know what? Let's go back down here, reset those idiots, and then come back up and shoot them. Yep. Well, I wasn't a teen in the 90s. I was still fairly young, but the early 2000s wasn't bad. Oh yeah, Predator 2. Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, Predator 2. You know, once again, pre-internet, that's good, right? You have some unexpected nudity in Predator 2. And that's a movie you can get, you know, because it's like, oh yeah, I'd like to have Predator 2 for several reasons. Same way with Alien. God damn it! Am I just going to keep dying every 5 seconds? But imagine not knowing or not remembering that there's that sex scene in Predator 2, and then watching that with a family member, like your mother or grandparents. That's only horribly awkward. Only horribly awkward. But then I guess it'd be even worse if I could try to watch Game of Thrones with a family member of some description, which I haven't done, so it doesn't bother me. Well, I know they were trying to show the slow-mo drug and Dredd with the 3D sequences, but they just went on over long, and it just got really boring. Okay, you know, I'm going to waste a save, because I just keep dying so much to those people. Avatar. I found Avatar so boring when I was watching it. Although, once again, Avatar wasn't as bad as it could have been, because there was still enough character to it, I guess, for it not to be that annoying. Oh. Predator 2 is underrated, which is sad, but Predator 2, I like it more now than I did back in the day. Although Predator 2 was also one of my few DVDs, although I got it not necessarily for the nudity sequence. The last time I watched Dredd was like a couple months back. I watched it recently because I really liked the movie all around. You know, I like Predator 1 more than Predator 2, but I can see why you'd like Predator 2 more, just because there are a few more likable characters. A lot of the Arnie squad wasn't really characterized that much, and yeah, Bill Paxton is always awesome in whatever movie he's in. Bill Paxton was in a lot of famous movies, I mean, like Aliens and Predator. He got killed by both. Shit! Oh, again! I keep thinking I could get past him. No, I didn't think. I did. Go get through the door. I'm trying to read the bloody comments there. Yeah, once again, I would like to have 1,000 people in the chat, but it would be very hard to read it. Or to see everything that's being said. Okay, I'm going to shoot this guy. I don't like wasting the ammo, but since I can't quick save, and I keep getting killed just like that, it does get... Oh, and I do not watch The Office. I'm aware that it exists, but I never was a big fan of it. And, you know, Judge Dredd, that's another example of a series that didn't get a good movie until fairly recently. There were good moments in the Stallone Dredd, but most of it really was just kind of crap. I mean, it could have been... the Stallone Dredd, if it wasn't called Judge Dredd and you just called it Future Policeman, people might have liked it a little bit more. And also Rob Schneider. Fan appreciation stream, I'm planning that sometime next month. Potentially, depending on if everything goes right with the next couple of streams, because a fan appreciation stream is a whole nother beast. It's trying to get so much to work right all at once, because there's playing with fans, there's talking with fans, and looking at the chat. That is so much bloody multitasking, it's not even funny. Predator 2, I think, could have been better if they had kept more true to the Predator comics. Come on, hit him already! Shit. Oh, I totally planned that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna use a shotgun on these guys. I'm so sick of dying to these 2 fucking zombies every goddamn time. I think they're dead. I'm gonna assume they are. Yeah, they are. Okay, and I'm out of Beretta 92, but thankfully they don't reset. Okay, we're going to go do the bloody box again, and then we're going back up and we're going to continue playing the game. There's still an AVP 2 server. You know, I can stream the remake at some point, because I do have the Steam version. Don't run into the... Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, there we go. The AVP 1 and 2 movies. Don't remind me of those. Yeah, Khan should be strong enough to fight a Predator. Khan in the new movie's like way stronger than he was originally. I am the law. I am the law. The law. You betrayed the law. The law. He fought it. And the law won. There's actually a really hilarious, I don't know if it was originally in 2000 AD or if it was just a webcomic from the modern era, where they have Stallone's Dredd talking to the real Dredd, and Stallone's Dredd is saying, I knew you'd say that, and then the real Dredd punches him in the face. Fitting, I should say. A fitting end indeed. Let's see, AVP2... AVP2 was trying for a more story-based focus, so that's why they focused more on the humans, because it's not like outside of the 3 AVP novels that the Predators ever get a chance to talk. So, it'd be somewhat difficult. I did read the 90s Terminator comics fairly recently. I got an omnibus. Not bad. Not bad at all. However, they don't know how to tell a self-contained goddamn story. Okay, that is equipped. And so it's like, okay, you know, I'm gonna waste a save. I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I've died so many times just trying to get 5 goddamn feet. This is not the best game to stream because I gotta focus on the game and on the chat. Shadow Warrior and Blood. I do not know. At some point, I suppose. Blood, maybe this year. Shadow Warrior, maybe this year. Just have to see. A Predator fan added of AVP 2. That might be halfway decent. And Terminator 2, I like Terminator 2 well enough, but I don't think Terminator 2 is as good as Terminator 1. But I do like Terminator 2 a great deal. One thing that's rather interesting about Terminator, though, is I know a lot of people hated Genesis. I fucking love Genesis. I actually watched that like 4 times. It was just that good. Will I ever review Alien Covenant? I don't know. I just have to see. I have not seen it yet. After Prometheus, I just didn't really care. I really wanted that Alien 5 by Neil Mellencamp, or how do you pronounce his name? Neil Bandcamp. There we go. That's close enough. What flower? What flower? I didn't see it. I'll blame the chat. Yeah, that's right. They always, dark characters these days always have to have hilarious growly voices, whereas back in the day they didn't need to do that. I guess they're trying to emulate Schwarzenegger. No one can have the truly powerful voice that is the Schwarzenegger voice. Let's see. Oh, there must be a bloody herb. I'll get it in a minute. Oh, you mean the concrete? I thought it was like an actual flower. Yeah, we're not gonna need the concrete for a while, and I will get it when we require it. Just imagine trying to find the goddamn keys for all this. But yeah, Ridley Scott really messed up Prometheus. Okay, Prometheus could have been decent. It had an interesting premise of like, who created humanity? But the problem with Prometheus, the biggest problem, is from the very start, the movie felt pretentious. And I knew it was going to be bad almost from the very start. Because it looked, it had the sweeping vistas. It's like, look at this imagery, it's so amazing. And I just knew it was going to be nothing but just complete Prometheus. That might be one of the crappiest movies I've seen, because there was almost nothing good in that movie. Really, I can't think of a single moment that I actually liked in Prometheus. I mean, none of the characters were likable. What characters there were, of which there weren't hardly any, there weren't even really good monsters in. Oh, god damn it! Hey, that guy teleported. Bullshit. OMG hacks, man. How damaged am I? Like, a lot? Ugh. This is gonna be tough. Is Evil Dead any good? The first movie? Have not seen it. Let's see. Killed Franco. I do not know who that is. Oh, James Franco. And, you know, I did not... You could have... Alien Covenant, from the trailer I saw, it could have been halfway decent. But, you know, I get the feeling that mostly it was going to end up being pretentious. I don't know, I'll see it at some point. I will see it at some point in the future. One movie I did enjoy that I hadn't even heard of until, like, the moment it came out was that King Arthur Legend of the Sword. That was really good. It was done by the same guy who did the Sherlock Holmes movies, and it really shows, because it had that kind of vibrant energy that the Sherlock Holmes movies had. Yeah, the suburban predator. They need to give him a gut from eating too many hamburgers. Oh no, it's Forrest. He didn't run fast enough. Okay, grab the fucking grenade launcher, please. Thank you. We do not want to bother trying to attack the crows. Crow? What is he doing in the game? Run! Get out of there! Get out! Get out of there! Walk into the wall. Ah, god damn it. Am I really gonna die to crows? But yeah. I've only seen Army of Darkness from the Evil Dead series. I do save my live streams. They should be there. They should be there on the channel. This one's being saved. I've not seen Logan yet, but I have heard good things about it. Logan, being based upon the Old Man Logan comic, is not a bad thing, although from what I've seen, they toned down the Logan film from how Old Man Logan went, because Old Man Logan, oh dear, ladies and gentlemen, Old Man Logan. Okay, I'm not going to spoil the comic, But Old Man Logan has, are you ready for this? Are you really ready? Cannibal Incredible Hulk with inbred Hulk children. Okay. Okay, that happens in the comic. Oh yeah, and Hulk eats Wolverine. This is early in the comic, so it's not really a spoiler. But Hulk eats Wolverine, and Wolverine has to like cut his way out of Hulk's stomach. I don't think that made it into the movie. I don't think so. Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. If you knew nothing about Final Fantasy, you'd have no idea what Final Fantasy was about after you watched that movie. It wasn't that bad of a movie. There was still stuff that happens. I have not actually had a chance to play Turok 1 or 2, the remastered versions. I have Turok 1 remastered, but not 2. But, yeah, it's like inbred, cannibal, Incredible Hulk. Okay, you don't want to know who he mated with, because it's bad. And it's just, Old Man Logan's a very interesting comic. It's the thing about it is though, like people say that comic books are for kids and things of that nature, but not the comics I've read, and these aren't even like the Max series, like the Marvel Max. It's not like that. It's not like Punisher Max. It's just regular comics. It's like, damn. And like it's Old Man Logan is an interesting comic. Let's just leave it at that. But there's definitely some things that happen in it. Although, you know what's weird about that, though? Marvel seems to have this preoccupation with cannibalism for some reason. Because they made a Cannibal Hulk for Ultimate Hulk, where he, like, eats some doctors or something. I just realized I'm cut off half of my head. I guess I don't have to work. I do have a top half of my head, you know. Uber's not bad, but when they started invading America, I was like, okay, all right. Unless the Ubers are literally able to no, here's a funnier way to put it. Unless the Ubers are literally shitting steel, there's no way they're gonna have the sea lift capacity to do that. Okay, it just doesn't make any sense that they could actually do it. I know in story they try to justify it, but at the same time, it just kind of annoyed me. It's like they were to me, that's the moment they jumped the shark.
Jill, what's going on?
Did you go up the hill?
Any clues?
No, but something's wrong with this house.
Yeah, there's zombies.
Oh, this hall is dangerous.
The one place that doesn't have zombies is dangerous.
There must be a back door somewhere. Let's try to find it first, shall we?
Okay, let's separate again.
Just a moment. I found something.
What is it?
It's a weapon,
A weapon? Mega weapon?
especially against living things. Better take it with you.
But how about you, Barry?
I have this.
A Colt Python. I spent $2,000 on it. It was totally worth it. It totally is not a midlife crisis gun. It's like totally not a midlife crisis gun. I swear it isn't. Yeah, goodbye, Barry. You go fuck yourself. Meanwhile, Jill is just half dead. Like, you think they would talk about the zombies, but I guess not. Like a slower Big the Cat. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. The advent of the Adocalypse has knocked my ad revenue to basically nil, which is why I always recommend supporting the channel through Patreon, because there is no ad revenue at all anymore. Ad revenue is gone bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen, which is heartily annoying to say the least. Like super annoying that that's gone. But that's to be expected. I haven't been blacklisted or anything since I don't really do political stuff. And I did some political stuff like for like a second, but then stopped fairly quickly. So I don't think I have to worry about too much. I don't think I have to worry about the YouTube channel being taken down. Would I own a Borchardt 93? Yeah, I probably would. I would never shoot it, but let me put it another way. Would I ever want to pay for a Borchardt? That's a better question, and the answer is no. I would not spend the who knows how many thousands of dollars one would need to spend to get that. Oh shit, I am so dead. No, I'm not! Haha! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you all! Not literally. However, the reason not to go to work tomorrow. Just write the age-old generic statement of, I am ill and therefore I do not want to get anyone infected with the lurgy. Would I ever own a Bren gun? There's a lot of guns I'd like to own, but I wouldn't want to pay for them. Like, there's a lot of guns I really like, but they're all really expensive. A Borchardt is one of the... is like... It's not the first semi-automatic pistol, but one of the first. And so... And they're about... I think they're over 100 years old now. So... Since they're over 100 years old, they would be very, very expensive. Oh, you did that last week. Just say you have explosive diarrhea. That's always a good one. Or say you were giving blood and it affected you badly. Something along those lines. That could work. Play the sympathy card. Okay, let's save here. Since I have no ammo. Because I'm completely sucking today with this. How do you get out of it? Fake your own death. Okay, just do that. Like somehow cobble together a lifelike mannequin and throw it off of a cliff. Totally worked on The Simpsons. I'm glad you liked the review of Singularity. That was a fun review to do. 13,000. For those who want to know, the Borchardt is 13. I would not pay $13,000 for a gun. It's just I couldn't do it. I would not be able to do it, especially a gun that I couldn't shoot. Cause like, damn. I will look at that later. Yeah, $13,000. If I was gonna spend a shitload of money on a gun, I would buy a broom handle Mauser. What I would love to have done a number of years ago, back when they had them, is get one of those Swiss Lugers. There was a gun website called Southern Ohio Guns, and they had some Swiss Lugers for like, I think $1,500. And Swiss Lugers are more or less like any Luger, but they shoot a different cartridge. But they looked damn good. They had the Swiss crest on it and everything. MAC-10, I've seen them in real life, but I've never shot one. And Opposing Force review. That's coming when I get a chance. Opposing Force was really quite good. Fake your own death. Well, you know, you can fake your own death, move to Belize, and call yourself Mr. Sanchez. That could work. Oh shit! Oh god damn it! I remembered he was there just as soon as he started attacking me. Run, 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 run! Get over there. You know, Capcom, why must you always... You make it very hard to stream. No, don't click on that again. Every time I fuck up, I'm just gonna blame the chat. Sega 12. You know, I wanted one of those for a long time. I remember when they first came out. I thought they were really cool, but I never had the money. And then when I did have the money, I had more important concerns. Actually reminds me of something kind of hilarious. When I graduated from high school, I was able to use like some money that I got for graduation on a new Xbox 360. When I graduated from college, I got some money as well, and I had to use all that money to get my car fixed. And I don't think they sell Borchards on the dark web for $10 unless they're like printing them out on a 3D metal printer. NFA items like a silencer, honestly, I can go either way. I don't really would buy... Well, none of the guns that would take them I would really want. And even then, I wouldn't really want to go through all the hassle to get one. It's just not that big of a deal for me. And how do you fake your own death but still go to work tomorrow? Invent a cloning machine, clone yourself, kill him, and then go in. Actually, I just described a plot to a Simpsons episode that was really crap. I don't know if Twitch would or not. The big problem is, I did some Twitch streams a while back, and I get more people on YouTube than I do Twitch. So, I don't know. I may not get much from YouTube, but at the same time, I get more people watching. So, oh yeah, we got our first puzzle here. Which means I have to go back here. I swear, when I'm actually playing this when no one's watching, I still have more ammo, and I haven't died as much. 150%. I don't know. I'll think about Twitch, but it's just I don't get nearly as many views, or get nearly as many people show up, so it kind of evens out, I suppose. Okay, is there anything in here like ammo? Oh, there's a magazine. I've always wanted a Beretta 92 in real life. I don't actually own one. I almost did once. Oh yeah, there's a... almost said a Nazi in there. He's not a Nazi. He's just a regular scientist. This isn't Nazi zombie army. Yeah, people are weird everywhere. I should know. I'm one of them. People are strange. A classic song, if ever there was one. Twitch plays Pokemon. I've never seen it, but I know it exists. I just find the name funny. I think there's a door here. Yeah, there is. Playing Chris would be so difficult. Because, like, you'd have to find a key for every bloody door. We're all naked in a room. You can't be that intimidated. I don't know. Mr. Bungle. Never heard of it. Let's see, there it is. Attempt to travel FTL, then kill yourself in the future. Well, that could work. That seems overly complicated, though. A Colbrete 2mm, man. That thing is a cannon. Every time you hold the shot. Most of the time it will get bigger. Most of the time. Never heard of Paul Harrell before. Until now. Okay, there may be a herb or something in here. We can't actually do anything in here right now because there's nothing in here for us to do. We don't have access to all the things we need from the inventory. Mainly because I used up all my fucking ammo. Come on! Come on, Jill. Use that Delta Force training of yours and push that goddamn bookcase. Okay, there we go. Oh, no. You gotta be just right to do it. Jill, please. Can you just push the bush? Okay, fuck it. Just leaning into the bookcase is not gonna move it. There we go. Okay. Now, push, Jill, push. Okay, there we go. And we have the sheet music that we don't really need right this second because we don't have any... because we don't have the crest to do that with. Okay, so let's go back to the room. Let's get to the door first. Let's see. Mr. Bugle. I've never heard of him. I guess I will take a look at that a little bit later. Can I get back through here? I think so. I think I can. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, that Doom review, that turned out pretty good. That was one of those that it flowed from brains to fingertips. And the shotgun orgasm joke was one that just kind of came to me. That was definitely a review that took a long time. Oh, no. Aha! Fuck you! Plus 20 dexterity. Get in there. Shotgun question. Ah, yes. The Happy in Pants joke. That's actually a reference to a movie, but I don't remember which one at the moment. Okay, let me get the Beretta. Let me get the wooden emblem. And let us get the bag of chemical. Just chemical. And since we don't have any means of saving, if we die, we die. If I had an ink ribbon, I could save my progress. Although how that would work, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really sure the logistics here on saving the entire progress of the world temporarily on a typewriter. Alright. Gotta be at the top of my game. Because we're the best around. No one's ever gonna take me down. Wait, is that equipped? It is now. Okay, best around. Shoot him! No, run! Go. No, run into him! Just grind across the wall. Oh, there we go. Halo SPV3. I think that'd be somewhat difficult to get working, but I guess I could take a look at it. But there's just so many games I want to do just for myself more than anything else, that doing that would be somewhat difficult. I have reviewed Halo 1, though. I have reviewed Halo Combat Evolved for the PC. I actually sort that out quite legitimately once I get rid of my Xbox One, or Xbox Classic, whichever way you want to call it. Alright, let's kill that plant. Guess we're not going green tonight, that's for sure. Okay, so how is the audio? Do I need to turn it up a little bit more with OBS? Can you hear what's actually on screen? Hopefully, but... Resident Evil 7. Yes, I have played Resident Evil 7. I have not finished it, though, just because I haven't had the time. From what I've played, it is pretty good. Definitely has much more of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe to it. At least from the parts that I've played. The evil family feels very much like the... Well, you know, I'd say it has a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe. I haven't actually seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's what I imagine Texas Chainsaw Massacre is. At least that's what I'm going to go with. But it's not bad. It definitely is a step in the right direction, I should say. But it's still interesting that Resident Evil has now been completely and totally rebooted. Because it has nothing to do with this game, that's for sure. Or maybe it does. Maybe later in the game it shows that it does. I don't know. But Resident Evil 1 has been pretty much rebooted so many times that we don't even need like a reimagining of this game. And I'm glad they're trying to do something else. And I have not said anything about Bugle, unless you're talking about the chips. Alright, so we have killed the plant. We have a shitload of herbs. Totally gonna get baked. And now we want to go play on that piano. That's what we want to do. The piano. And grab that crest. And see what we can do about it. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna play the game. Let's see, what time is it? Alright, we've been going an hour. I think we've been going an hour. Yeah, 56 minutes. Alright. I think I'll be going for 2 hours tonight. Potentially. Okay, find grand piano. Oh yeah, we gotta actually use that. And she will play Moonlight Sonata. She should have actually just played Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Well, she would have probably needed a symphony to do that. It's a... You know, when it comes to music, I have very distinct tastes in music. You know, when I was younger, I thought I would never like music in general because I'd mainly just heard... Now, the music that I liked when I was younger was like classic rock and stuff like that, but for some reason, when I was like just entering my teens, I didn't hear as much as I used to. And mainly just heard either modern day rap, which I just am not a fan of rap just because I don't like that style of music. I just feel it's not fast enough. It doesn't have quite as much energy, or it doesn't have the same style of energy that I prefer. Let's put it that way. So I just never really got into that, and then I either heard that or country, and I don't like country either for pretty much the same reasons. There's certain types of country I can like, and I guess certain types of rap or hip hop I can like, but it's the stuff that's really energetic. So should I attempt to play Fire and Flames? Play through the Fire and Flames? I do not know. But when it comes to music, I like classic rock a lot, but there's other genres I like. I really like video game music. Like, I really like music without any lyrics. I'm getting so many bloody text messages. Okay, it's more about the audio. Alright. Well, I guess the audio will work. Thrash metal? Thrash metal's too fast. You have to have some equilibrium. And thrash metal to me is just a little too fast, a little too dissonant. Megadeth is not bad, but I don't like him that much, and I've never listened to Exodus. But like thrash metal, the drums are too fast. Essentially, it's just constantly pounding on the bloody thing. It's like it's just not my thing. Like I said, I have very specific tastes in music. Never heard of them either. Let's see, do I have... Oh yeah, there should be some shotgun shells in here, which we definitely need, like, a lot of. I think we might shoot those zombies since I'm definitely don't have my decks up right now. I keep running into the gutty things. But I guess your traditional classic rock bands I like, but I've recently, over the past year, got into retro wave. Like, there's a number of good retro wave groups, like Mega Driver and Perturbator, I think is the name of one of them as well. Synthwave is not bad, but I also like a lot of metal remixes of classic video game songs as well. There's one really good one from a YouTube channel called Mother Brain that redoes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES soundtrack. Really quite good. Really, Blue Oyster Cult, I'm a big fan of them. I actually have a CD of them. Just their greatest hits, though. I don't have like a massive collection of their stuff. Okay, let's put that in there. Grab the shotgun and reload. And we'll only carry one marijuana, please. And combine that with that. I think I've heard of Faith No More, but I've never actually. But I couldn't name a single song they did. But let's see. There's another modern band that I like, but I can't remember what they're called now. There's one band that's kind of obscure that I would recommend checking out, and that's The Sword. They're actually a Texas band from Austin, and they do music that is like fantasy themed. And before Game of Thrones was ever a thing, they did a song called "To Take the Black," which is about the Night's Watch, which I thought was so awesome it's not even funny. Now, of course, I heard that song long after the show had come out. Rammstein, big fan of them. It's Girls of Porn before it actually scares you. Oh dear. Oh dear. Do I want to shoot that guy? How much ammo do I have? Grind on the wall, Jill. Grind on the wall. Aha! I pissed him off so much he vomited in anger. Okay, there should be an enemy. I thought there was going to be an enemy right there, but there isn't. Yeah, I do. I have listened. You know, it's funny. The first Rammstein song I ever heard was Lynx. And that was from a YouTube video. They put that song to the In a Mirror Darkly intro to Star Trek Enterprise. Which I find amusing because the song is, in theory, about being liberal, which... Well, if I want to be an asshole, and I do, wouldn't technically the Dark Mirror people from Star Trek Enterprise, wouldn't they technically be space SJWs? They wouldn't be, though, because I imagine they'd be so fascist. It's not, well, then again, SJWs are fascist, so I don't know. It still is ironic. At the time I saw that, it would have been ironic. Unlike today. Oh, Dark Souls falling by accident. Gordon Rammstein. I don't know if you're actually being serious or if that's a joke, but I randomly saw on the voice cast for Robotech that there is a voice actor named Gordon Ramsay. I was like, what? I shall vomit in anger. Okay, now what was I doing? My brain just stopped working. Oh, we need to go get that eye so we can go get the other thing and grab the things and all the... How much ammo do I have? 3 whole rounds! Plus 1 for spare. Well, there are some people who can complete Dark Souls with no deaths. I remember seeing one speed run on that where someone completed it in an hour with no armor and the red tearstone ring, where they actually let themselves get attacked so they could always be at 25% health so they could do more damage. It's like, that's crazy. How much do you have to play a game to get that good? To get that good? On the subject of Dark Souls, I do intend to do a live stream a few weeks from now of Dark Souls 3. Because Dark Souls 3, I enjoyed Dark Souls 3 more than 2. Okay, so we will get the blue jewel, we'll put it in the tiger eye and grab the other thing. Of course there's nothing inside. There's a gun inside. Okay, what am I doing? Where are we going? I don't know. I'm just wandering in circles. I need more bloody ink ribbons, but there are none to be found. Speedrunners. Imagine playing a single game for like months. Months of one game. That would drive me insane. And since I'm insane already, that would make me sane. That means I'd be normal. No! Alright, so let's see. We want to go grab that crest. Ah, crest. Although I'm more of a Colgate man myself. One. Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 1? Because Dark Souls 1 should run on a 1 gigabyte VRAM card, theoretically. That wasn't really that much of a powerhouse game. Dark Souls 3, on the other hand, Dark Souls 3 is an interesting game. It wasn't, its PC port wasn't very good compared to Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3, yeah. The funny thing about Dark Souls 3 is it seems like it doesn't even matter what kind of a graphics card you have, as it requires you to have a really fast processor. Because my RX 480 now can keep it at about 60 because there's a new update. At least that's what I was able to kind of I was able to figure out. I was able to see the last time I played Dark Souls 3, but for the most part, I was getting about maybe 40 frames a second on the RX 480. But that's the same performance I got on the GTX 760. So I don't know. Hard to say. Bit. Well, that's one thing to do, I suppose. But what's a high street? I couldn't tell you. Okay, we've got one wind crest, and we have one emblem. Now this is the part where where I'm starting to forget where to go now. Because we gotta find the, we gotta find the gate. Because I always considered that's always my, that was one of the parts of this game where I really felt accomplished when I finally got to the gate. Now that's like not even a fraction of the game completed, but when you first start in survival horror, just doing that, just getting to the gate is a pretty big accomplishment. Dusty looking grandfather clock. 12 core? Shit. This is only a 6-core processor that was donated to me by an awesome fan known as PC Gamer by default, and I still thank you, sir, because it's working quite well. And this PC is just another home-built 6-core processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and the RX 480 4 gigabyte graphics card. And I'm running 2 monitors because I don't know how I lived. I don't know how I lived without 2 monitors. It's just so good to have 2 monitors, you know? It's like, it allows you to just do so much more when you've got more screen area. And whenever I have to use a computer that just has the one monitor, it's just so terrible because like, you just feel so constrained. Eventually, I wouldn't mind getting like a really high DPI monitor, but I'm not willing to spend that kind of money just yet. Let's see, is that a magazine or is that an ink ribbon? I can't tell. No, it's a magazine. I could really use an ink ribbon though. I could totally use an ink ribbon game. Okay, is there nothing special? No, it's just a couch. Thought you were gonna trick me with that guy, and I'm gonna shoot him just because I'm not gonna risk him killing me. That was a wasted shot. Hopefully there's some ink ribbons in here. There might be. For some reason, no, shotgun shells. Still useful, so there's that. 21 by 9 monitors. I've never used one. I have never used a monitor like that. Using the RX 480 super resolution mode, I was able to get 2240 by 1440, and that was cool. But I don't use that for desktop just because everything's too small to read. Oh, crap. We get enough rounds for that. A Pentium 3. You know what's funny? I never used a computer with a Pentium 3. I've used a Pentium 2 and a Pentium 4, but never a Pentium 3 for some reason. And I know nothing about the GTX 1050 or 1060. It was actually a friend of mine who recommended the RX 480 to me, so... Haswell i5. You know, I have not owned a computer with an Intel processor since like 2002. I'm just stuck with AMD because it's been a cheaper option. And I'm completely out of ammo. I think that's something. Is that... Ink ribbon! Finally! Too bad we're... Now we got 3 rounds. We can shoot 2 zombies and save 1 for ourselves. Alright, let's see. Yes, Jill, you look very sexy in your pixelated glory. Is that zombie still alive? I think he might be. Alright, let's take the green herb and use it. Now, one game I might stream as well is I guess I never paid attention, but I think actually no. Which remastered version of Resident Evil? Because I think in Resident Evil, the GameCube one, they still call it the Beretta, but they may not have like a license for that now. Intel Xeon Pentium 1, 90 megahertz. Holy shit! I don't even know what processor was in my first PC. It was an old compact desk Pro running DOS. I have no... I do not have a key for that room. Well, fine. I don't want to go in that room. He's better be dead. He is dead, because he has the blood pool. But the compact desk Pro, I don't think it could run Doom. So that's what that face is called. I did not know that. What's it called, the handgun in that? It's been a long time since I've played the GameCube remake, so I could not tell you. I guess it comes down to licensing or something like that. Yeah, I played Medal of Honor on my Dell PC that had an Intel Pentium 4 processor. I don't remember what it was running at, but I always remember that computer. It had 256 megabytes of RAM, and of course had Windows XP, which I thought was really cool at the time, and still do, because XP all the way. You can't see the... There we go. XP all the way. There we go. That XP machine ran so many of the games... So many of the early reviews I did were on games that I played on that machine. You know, AVP 2, Medal of Honor, AVP... I didn't do Primal Hunt, did I? But a number of games that I played on there. All 2 of them, right? Atari ST. I wanted to get into collecting classic computers, but I never got a chance to. Oh, well, don't spoil it for me. I don't want to know what Deus Ex Machina you're talking about. And I'm aware of all those classic PCs, but I never saw them back in the day, and I never used them. I mainly just used compact PCs back in the 90s because my grandfather worked at Compaq back then, and I don't want to start that particular plot line yet. But yeah, XP until 2011. Then you're doing... No, I upgraded in 2011 myself, too. Because I remember I had a couple of friends at the time who was like, you got to get Windows 7. It's the greatest thing ever. And I finally did. I upgraded from XP Professional, 64-bit. And Windows 7, I was like, oh, man, Windows 7. And yeah, it has been a long time since I have streamed. And... Vespine Gasman, you're probably the only one who watched me on Twitch because I got such little viewership on Twitch for whatever reason. Okay, now where? Let's go down here. Let's at least just save at this item box, just to be on the safe side. I only have 2 goddamn damn ink ribbons. XP was great. Windows 7 is also great. Eventually, I will start using Windows 10. Win 10, I've heard many good things about it, but reinstalling Windows always takes so much bloody time, which is always annoying. Oh, really? Well, I'm honored, Tin Tan Man. Yeah, these days it's so much easier to do live streaming and just general recording. I remember back in the day. You know, not even... I don't know how people streamed back when, like, it first started. Because, like, I remember way back in 2009 when I started doing just game reviews. It was not an easy thing to do. You had to have like fraps. There was no free option like you have today. There's so many free options, it's not even funny. Let's see. Let's grab the shotgun. I got to use that, unfortunately, just because I hardly have any rounds for my old Beretta 92. Okay, we're good. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Like, I've heard that the gaming mode on Win 10 is good. It's just I was really concerned when it first came out about... I was really concerned about the whole spying thing that Microsoft wanted to do, but then again, these days, we're spied on all the time anyway. I don't know. I'm not really on the fence about it. It's just I don't have the time to do it right now. Windows 8. That's actually a funny story. I was on somebody's laptop a couple years ago. It was like, they wanted me to do something with it, but I can't remember what it was. I was like, how can you use this? Because I'd never even seen Windows 8. I was like, nothing made sense on Windows 8. It was just like, it was tech heresy, it was. Complete and total tech heresy. But then again, you know, Windows 8 was meant for, like, phones and stuff like that. I had a Windows 8 phone, and it worked great on that, but on a laptop, man, I don't know how you'd use it. I just don't know. It's just like, it's terrible. Although on the tech front, I recently picked up a Nexus 7 tablet, Generation 1. Although I'm mainly just going to be using it as an e-reader. And welcome back, Proctor. Although I don't know where you went. Probably don't want to know. First story. Oh yeah, Justin TV. I remember that. One of them had a temper. Was it? Oh, what was that guy's name? There's a video on that guy. Darkside Phil, who like always seems to, who apparently like screams and yells all the time. Although I've never seen him, I just heard people talk about him. Sandy Ravage. Coffee and Cheez-Its. Well, that's random concoction there. Never liked coffee. Never could get into that. I don't like hot drinks. It's like most of the time I'm. That's a funny way. That's a funny thing to say. Most of the time I'm hot. Oh yes, indeed. Most of the time I'm hot. But yeah, I always hate being warm. And in Texas, well, right now, according to my phone, right now at 8:20 p.m., it's 91 degrees. So yeah. But Justin TV, I think I streamed on Justin TV once. In fact, I know I did. I streamed Hexen 2 on there, like back in 2012, using a program called XSplit. I don't use that anymore. I don't remember why, though. I think like XSplit was like really difficult to set up or something. It was a long bloody time ago. 110. Well, you know, it's been about that hot. It's been like 112 in the sun. Oh, Arizona. At least it's a dry heat. At least you don't have like 80% humidity. Although the humidity's not that bad today. I'm looking at my glass of water. As you can see, it's not like completely covered with water rivulets. All right, the water break is over. What face Hexen? I do not know what that is, but I did stream Hexen though. That actually reminds me, I streamed Hexen 1 once, I think, as well, or maybe I was just in a stream where someone was doing. I don't know. I've done so many games, so little time. And I went in the wrong door again. But half the time I have to drink water anyway, otherwise I get dehydrated. And sodas and things of that nature just do not hydrate me nearly enough. And if I'm not 100% hydrated, I end up getting sick, and that's always unpleasant. Well, I feel your pain, Andy, because in Houston right now, in Houston right now, it's rained almost every day for the past month. It didn't rain today, but it has rained a whole bunch. It's good for the grass, though. It's good for the grass, so I'm not going to knock it for that. But for the longest time, though, in Houston, there was a drought. So, like, it didn't rain at all. How can you live without air conditioning? But then again, if it's only 83, 84, that isn't too bad, I suppose. Emotes. Your kids and your emotes and your fidget spinners. Back in my day, we didn't have emotes, we had Wiimotes. That was the most lame joke imaginable. That's what you get when you show up at one of my streams. Let's see, there we go. Well, we got a lot of people from the UK here. Awesome. I've always wanted to visit the UK, but that is way out of my price range right now. Because there's so many cool places to see there. And not just all in London. There's a lot of other places. And not just the Stonehenge. And there's all those various museums as well. Of course, then again, there's a lot of places I'd like to visit, but, you know, travel is not cheap. Like, it is not cheap at all. Well, if you want to play the remake, Nanko, go right ahead. Knock yourself out. Not literally. Alright, so you got 2 crests, but we haven't found the bloody crest gate yet. Alright, so let's keep on going. We're making good progress. Making progress so far. Wood hinge. Tile hinge. The shadows. Do you have any idea how long it took me to actually get those things to actually emulate properly? I was getting a white line around them. Beer hinge. But yeah, I don't actually drink beer either. Never could enjoy the flavor. Mead. That is my drink. Says I, who has not had mead in about 5 years. I had it once and liked it, but I just don't go for alcohol. I'm that boring. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and every day I eat toast points. It keeps me healthy, you know. Okay, we're gonna find that. There's nothing we can do in here, though. I want to find that fucking gate. I can't remember exactly where it is. But I've heard that Stonehenge is, of course, filled with people all wanting to gawk at it. See, if ever I was gonna travel to another country, I would actually ask people who live there, what are the really cool places to go to? Because they would know. Well, the AVP reviews have always been very popular. I'm glad you found it through that. Because I put a shitload of time and effort into AVP too. Because that's the problem. I've done just about every game that I really, really, really like. So now I'm just kind of reaching for... There are still some games I haven't done yet that were some of my top tier games. Which is good. Okay, where is that fucking gate? Okay, let's check the map. I don't think it's going to show on the map. Okay, so we are there. Alright, so we go through the door. Okay, so I think I know where to go. Just have to avoid the dogs. Avoid the Rottweilers and hopefully not get eaten. And that's not the wrong door, but we're not there yet. I was getting prepared to run. Alright. Get in the zone. Danger zone, run! Wow, I run right into him. Oh, come on. Come on. Go, 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 go. Shit. Goddamn tank controls. Get in there. Get in there. Or heal, then get in there. Get in. Shit. Get in there. Get in there. At least we made it. Whew. That is so pixelated. And yet, you can still kind of make... She still looks human. That's still good graphics for 1996. I think it was 96. Was that 95? I can't remember exactly. I do know there's a shitload of herbs out here, but I'm not sure what's actually out here at the moment. Okay, let's just run. Yeah, it is just herbs like I thought. Okay, well, we don't really need them. Well, we do need it now, but we'll just keep running past. Okay, use that. Run! Oh, come on! Get to the door! Get to the door! The Concrete Jungle review. You know, and you're welcome for me existing, but that Concrete Jungle review, that thing, that took so long to do. Because I was using the Dazzle back then. The Dazzle DVC 100. Back when recording stuff was not a necessary... You know, I say that. I know a number of YouTubers that were able to record stuff from consoles quite easily. But I, of course, bought that one. And it worked. But it wasn't easy. Let's see. Well, you know, the AVP3 review, I was comparing it unfairly to AVP 1 and 2. So, and it kind of got into an angry review kind of thing. But the only thing I didn't like about the Concrete Jungle review, and I still don't, is the audio doesn't sound very good, the microphone audio. And I was using the same microphone then as I am now. It just wasn't configured properly at the time. And so it sounded like I was talking through a tin can. And I like how I called the Predator Ned. Little did I know that you'd have Ned Stark, the major character from Game of Thrones. Well, he only shows up for one season. Spoiler alert. I don't know. Game of Thrones, I got out of Game of Thrones a long time ago. Game of Thrones is not bad. Ooh, but he has no head anymore. Game of Thrones is not bad. It's just all the characters that I liked decided to leave the show for whatever reason. And Jon Snow isn't bad. The Doom Mega Review, that's not that late. That's from 2012. And yes, AVP3 did become good when compared to Colonial Marines. Although, at some point, I may stream Colonial Marines co-op with the mod that actually makes the game playable. Although it doesn't do anything about the absolutely horrific story. Sean Bean in a Predator movie. Well, he could play like an SAS guy. And it'd be nice if they actually had him be the character that survived to the end of the goddamn movie. Okay, is there a zombie in here? There's something in here. I know there. Yeah, there's a dog. He has no head. He just tanked 3 shotgun shells. Must be birdshot. Okay, let's use... Alright, so we made it to the gate. And we have 2 of them. We only need 3 more, I think. No, we only need 2 more. I can count well, you know. Here's something that's sad, though. Sharknado. 5 movies in the Sharknado series. 3 Predator movies. That's it. That's all. So there's 5 movies about sharks in a tornado. Okay? But there's only 3 Predator movies. And yes, Sean Bean always dies all the time. Just about every movie I've watched that he was in, he was really good. Like GoldenEye, he was good in that. He made a good villain. But you know, for the longest time, I didn't recognize him as such. I didn't recognize him as actually being Sean Bean. Okay, what is this door? Oh, it's locked. Locked. Is this locked? No, it's not. Fast and Furious. Oh yeah, that's right. There are 8 of those bloody Fast and Furious. I saw 1, and that was Tokyo Drift. That's because I was on a bus, and that's the movie they had on there. I didn't think it was that good or that bad, but I don't know why there needed to be 8 movies in that series. And I'm not surprised that Sharknado movies make, you know, I've not seen the Silent Hill movies. I have the first one, but never watched it. But, yeah, it's like... I wouldn't be surprised if people watch those bloody Sharknado things. But still, though, Sharknado. Sharknado. I mean, like, the whole name just sounds ridiculous. Yeah. Final Fantasy X. It's where Vin Diesel gets anime hair. Okay, let's grab an herb. Let's grab the ink ribbon and save, since we actually have made legitimate progress. You know, that's one of the things about this game. When I first played it, like I said earlier, I thought the ink ribbons were terrible. Now, you know, when you actually use them, it really does add one more element of strategy to the game. And when it comes to that, it really makes the game that much more satisfying. You have to know when to save and how to save. It's like, this game, it's easy to see why it spawned a franchise as big as it is. Oh, Alligator Quake. It almost sounds as bad as Boa Constrictor versus Python. It's like, if they make money, they make money. I can't complain about them. Of course, the movies that do make billions are usually horribly homogenous. The thing about Avengers, the Avengers movie, there were lines around the block when that thing came out. The one thing I remember about it is there was a guy in the audience that coughed really funny. He was like, it was hilarious. The movie itself was pretty forgettable compared to Dark Knight Rises. You know, Dark Knight Rises was a really good movie. I know people didn't like it compared to Dark Knight, but I still found Dark Knight Rises to be pretty damn good. And that's random that you'd get punch sound effects. I have not actually played Battlefront online. I've played it LAN and found it to be quite fun. Penguin versus Platypus. Platypus Man versus Danny DeVito. Snakes on a plane. There is a snakes on a train. That's a mockbuster of that. Alright, let's get back to it. Oh, let's see. I would imagine playing Battlefront 2 now would be hard just because there's probably people that have been playing it for over a decade now. I pre-ordered that shit, though, when it came out. Well, it's always funny when it comes to these franchises. Halo, KOTOR, Battlefront, Doom. I always miss when the game initially comes out, and I get it like a year after, and then I end up having to wait more time for the bloody sequel to come out. Dead Space, that's another one. Alien Covenant, I haven't seen it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna. Well, I'll probably see it at some point, but still, I don't know. After Prometheus, just I don't really care, unless it's Alien 5, made by Neil Blomkamp. I don't care. That's probably not how you pronounce his last name, but that's the best I can do. Alright, so we need to go back and open up that door. We need to go back and get that other crest, and then where the other crest is, that's when... Oh, wait. Shit. That's where it is. Haha! I'm the smartiest. SMRT, ladies and gentlemen. SMRT. Don't spoil the ending, because I still want to be... Because if you spoil the ending, then I'll be ready for it. And if I ever do a review of it, or just watch it, I want to be able to fully feel what that ending would actually make me feel like. You know? Now, it's actually kind of funny. That's kind of the inverse of what happens whenever I see a movie or read a book or something like that I do like. Because I spoiled the ending to Republic Commando, and it still was just as poignant to me when I saw it. When I say Republic Commando, I mean the books, where a certain character dies at the end. Which, you know, in theory, it's kind of a bullshit death, but at the same time, it still felt. I still had the feels for it. Okay, where am I going? Oh, that's where I'm going. Okay, well, it's actually pretty easy, assuming I don't die at some point. We can get those two crests. I remember the last crest was always the hard one to figure out, And then once I finally figured it out, I felt like a complete idiot for not figuring out. Republic Commando 2, you know, it'll never happen because Disney owns Star Wars. But yeah, I don't know why there never was one. I mean, they could have called it Imperial Commando. You know, what's even worse for me is being such a big Republic Commando, both the game and the book fan, you know, there was never a sequel to Imperial Commando, and that ended on a cliffhanger. It ended on a goddamn cliffhanger. When, you know, when all the other books were pretty much self-contained. Rakes on a crane. Well, you know, you say that. I don't know if that's a real movie, if you're joking, but there is a jackhammer killer. That is a thing. I don't know if I go that far, Proctor, when it comes to Disney, but yeah, it's like... Once again, when it comes to making money, Disney did well. But so much bullshittiness when it comes to what has happened with Star Wars. I don't need to spoil what happens to Han in Episode 7. It's like, really? That's what you're going to do? And then the whole planet superweapon thing. Bullshit, I say. Bullshit. The Death Star, I get. Death Star works. Death Star's fine. But really, why would you ever design a battle station the size of a planet? I mean, what? Did they get their building advice from the Independence Day aliens? And I liked Independence Day Resurgence. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was competent. I thought it was okay. Wasn't as bad as it could be. Alright, so we got that one. Now I gotta do the painting one. Let's see. Oh. Well, if you had mental health problems, seeing the original Star Wars would certainly help, I would think. A classic hero's journey story. Well, there was going to be a Star Wars game like that. I think it was like 1337, 1333 or something. Brains on a lane. Well, talking about Prey, not Prey 2006, but Prey 2017, I picked that up a while back and played a little bit of it. It's basically System Shock, even though I've not played System Shock. I know what System Shock is like. And Prey 2017 is pretty good in that regard. It's sort of like a mashup of System Shock and BioShock, and it's really quite good. I enjoyed Prey 2 from what little I've played of it. They did a pretty good job actually having the game be pretty complex. I was very surprised at that. Okay, we don't want to go over here. We want to go back up here. So we have to go open up some door since we got that other key. But I was very surprised Prey 2017 is a lot more complex than BioShock ever was, and I still like BioShock. Although, what's funny is BioShock was one of those games that for a while I hated for no real reason. BioShock is one of those classics, but it's not nearly as complex as like an early 2000s game. The story is really what saves it, though. Alright, I think you want to go back this way. I think. Therefore, I do not know. Disney killing off LucasArts was just terrible, though. It's like, really, Disney? They could have made you money! A lot of money! But they fear money, it would seem. I only played BioShock, I think, twice. I do remember that I discovered there is a crate in BioShock, though, that says Lotz and Sons. I rather like that. What can I say? I was a bit egotistical about that. Okay, so we want to go here, I think? This may lead... Yeah, because we want to go through the double doors here. That'll get us the second to last crest. BioShock isn't a bad game to play multiple times, though. Because it is a high-quality... well, it basically is just an FPS. I wouldn't really go as far to say that it's an RPG. Like, there's no stat boost or anything like that. Prey 2017 also wouldn't really be considered an RPG. Or, well, Prey 2017 is a lot like Deus Ex Human Revolution in many respects. I have not seen the Resident Evil Vendetta, but I've seen the other one, the other CG one that wasn't bad. I was going to do a review on that, but ultimately that fell through. And Bioshock 2, I've never played it, but I've heard interesting things about it. Alright, so we want to do Cradle to the Grave. I think it's probably a song. Okay, so we want to start up. Of course, actually seeing what these pictures look like is not an easy prospect. Picture of a bold-looking old man. There's a switch below. Will you push it? No, because we don't want to get pecked to death by fucking crows. Almost called them crisps for some reason. Not the crisps! Okay, no, we don't want that one. Okay, which one's this one? I guess I memorized it. Of an infant. Okay, that should be the first one. Alright, so the crows haven't pecked her eyes out yet. Picture of a young man. There's a switch below. Okay, so I don't know, is that, would that be the one? Now see, what's interesting, when you do this one, well, if they called Prey 2017 something else, I think, once again, they like to repurpose these names for marketing purposes. If they just called Prey 2017 System Shock 2017 or something like that, it'd be fine. But it has nothing to do with the original Prey, like in any way, shape, or form. This had better be it. It is. So we're not dead yet. Okay, is this the one? Young men. Let's see what's on the other wall. Because I always end up getting fucked up by one of those. Oh shit. Yeah, I did not do it in the right order. Which one is this? Tired middle-aged man. He just is sick and tired of fixing copy machines. He can't stand it anymore. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to reset that. Oh yeah, all we gotta do is... No, don't click on the picture again, you idiot! And yeah, that is repurposing to a new level. It's like if they made an RTS and just called it Doom. Yep. 2016 Prey games. Can you imagine? Hey, it's like Call of Duty. Oh, well there you go. Setting beat me to it. It's like Call of Duty. It's pretty much the same game multiple times with different packaging. And from what I've heard, Call of Duty World War II is going full SJW. So, yeah. I'm not surprised, but, well, it's kind of disappointing. But that's to be expected. Okay, yeah, the newborn would be first, then the infant, then the kid, and then the old copyright guy. Okay, newborn. There's a switch. Yes, press it. Alright, then we want the infant. And infant. Yes. Then we want the lively boy who watches Batman the animated series with wild abandon. Young man. Well, I hope that's the right one. Yeah, okay, well there's that one. Okay, which one is this picture? Okay, that's the old man. I like how you got the tired middle-aged man. Yeah, and then you got the bold old man. Okay, so we want to go for this one here. Yeah, the whole women on the front lines. Once again, there were some women that did fight on the front lines, but not in there weren't millions of them, let's just say that. That's not me being sexist, it's just true. And yeah, no swastikas? Seriously? Seriously? Oh yeah, Charlottesville. I'm actually waiting for a lot of that to die down to really start diving into the news on that. Right now it's just going to be so... They do like to ratchet up all the rhetoric. But from what it sounds like, that was a whole... The biggest problem with these riots and things of that nature is, one of the things I heard is that the cops didn't show up until late, which is a bit of a problem. Well, if that's the case, if it's only in the multiplayer that there's no swastikas and stuff like that, and if that's the case with the multiplayer, then yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. But if it's in the main story, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It still just seems a bit silly to me. And Big Red 1, I have not played it, but I have heard it's good. And I still need to finish Code Veronica. I really do. Still, though, I guess when it comes to adding in, you know, taking out... Actually, no, now that I think of it, I say it's fine. It's not as bad. It's not as bad. Let me put it that way. It's not as bad if you have a sanitized multiplayer. At least the single player wouldn't be. But at the same time, should things really be sanitized? You know, a lot of these values need to be questioned and need to be challenged. Oh, I guess I never noticed that they censored it in World at War. Well, then I guess it's not that big of a deal. It is funny how a lot of things that wouldn't have been a big deal back in the day are big deals now. But that's the way it goes, I suppose. Yes, the Gate of New Life, whatever. Use. Alright, we only got one more left. Only one more left. And yeah, they always like to show off Normandy. But then again, that was a pretty big, was a pretty interesting battle all around. I actually read a whole book on that by Anthony Beevor. So much that went into that. You know, from the weather planning and everything. It's crazy. The most complex operation in human history, it would seem. And, you know, women on the front lines. Oh, well, now we're getting into something where we can easily get flamed, can't we? It's an interesting thing. I always say that if they can meet the standards, let them fight. If they can't meet the standards, well, then they didn't meet the standards. Simple as that. But that's the thing. You don't want to ever lower the standards, because that's going to get people killed, you know? Big Red... Shit. It just comes down... It's like with anything, you know? If people can meet the standards, then that's perfectly fine. A good example of this is my grandfather. When he was around my age, he was a firefighter. And he tried to get on with Red Adair. He was a very famous firefighter, fought oil well fires. He showed up, my grandfather did, showed up at wherever that was, wherever he was. And he basically, I don't know if it was Red Adair himself who said it, or somebody who worked for him who said, "We can't use you, we've got wrenches bigger than you." And so he didn't get the job. So that's the thing. If you can pass the qualifications, then fine. But if you can't, and yeah, there's going to be hygienical problems, and this is, once again, this isn't sexist. This is literally something I read about. There's a big problem with the one of the aircraft carriers. They're having a problem with the sanitation equipment. Essentially, feminine hygiene products are being flushed down the toilets, and they're causing some problems. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. I don't know, is that horribly sexist? Probably by modern standards, but that is a problem. But once again, you know, you can just actually have some training and say, hey, maybe you don't want to flush that stuff down the toilet. You might just want to, you know, throw it away. But seriously, though, when it comes down to it, if you can pass the qualifications, you succeed. If you can't, well, you can't. That's just the way I feel about that. Women can fight on the front lines. They have. They fought in World War II, and they did fairly well at that. And they fought in other conflicts as well. It's just, you gotta keep in mind, though, front line doesn't really have quite the meaning it used to. It's mainly combat today. The front line can just be about anywhere. So everybody has to be ready to be attacked at any time. So there is that. Ugh, I can just picture Google. The Googlog. He said something that we don't like. We are going to block him. We will take his channel down and destroy him. But I didn't say anything wrong. It's something that literally happened. But such is the modern era, it would seem. Oh, I think we'll get that last crested and call it a day. It's been 2 hours of me sitting in this chair. Let's kill him just for the fun of it. Really? He just tanked that fucking 12 gauge? This really must be birdshot. Okay, so there's going to be nothing in there. We got to find one door somewhere. And where it might be, I don't know. The milk of human kindness. Oh, dear. I don't think that's quite the milk they were looking for. Fallout 4. I gotta go back to that at some point. Fail out bore, more like. Wait, am I looking for a red jewel, maybe? I don't remember what this key opens. Oh, that's where we gotta go. Now how to find where we gotta go next? Because I remember where it is now, I think. It's where you find the guy and he got bit by the snake. 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 And that door's locked. Yeah, I think I have the key, though. I think I have the key. Alright, so if I'm on the right sequence, any of the Stalker games, I may at some point. But the problem is that's sort of an RPG kind of thing. I bought Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl when it came out, and it ran pretty well on my XP machine, and I enjoyed it. But those games take so long to do, and there's so many other games that I want to do as well. Dog meat, Red Rocket. Oh dear. Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. Dog meat is the dog again. I never really have the dog. Because I always end up getting killed when I had it. Okay, let's get the acid rounds. Let's get one more herb. And that should be all we need. And there's no way to save. Alright, so if I get killed by the snake, assuming this is the snake part, which I think it is, then we will call it a stream. If I don't, we'll put in the little thing and then call it a stream. Alright, there is my other herb. Alright, there we go. Now the big thing is, where is that? I think that's upstairs. Yeah, I can almost guarantee it's upstairs. Griffith did nothing wrong. I'm not so sure about that. Although if you ever read... Assuming I'm thinking of the Griffith from Invisible Man. If you ever read the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comic, well, yeah. Ugh. I like the movie League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I enjoyed that movie. Because I'm a big fan of Sir Sean. I have no idea who Oswald Spencer is. Oh yeah, I do. What am I saying? Pfft. It's like, who is that? Oh, right. You know, they always say the first thing that goes is your memory. Alright, let us go. I think it's over here. I think. Therefore, I'm not entirely certain. Some guy named Donuts. That's actually from a book, which I found quite amusing. I think this might be the right door. I think. It's the door to December. Or it could be January. Ah, it is the door to December. Okay, so we'll see the guy. He'll say there was terrible demons. Ugh. This is the first time somebody's actually mentioned, oh yeah, there's zombies. Ugh. Oh no, it looked like a hell baron. It's not just a snake, it's also a poisonous one.
Richard,
Yep.
hold on.
Yeah, he was the last one.
I should have brought some with me.
No problem. I'll go and get it.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, don't we have to like heal the guy? But he's dead. I think he's dead by the time we get back anyway. I remember when I did the Let's Play of this. on the Let's Play channel. It's like I walked all around the bloody place trying to find the antidote when it was really obvious where it was. But since I wasn't really thinking all that clearly about it, I ended up wandering around like a complete fucking idiot. Okay, so it's... Since I know what that is, we can get that, and theoretically we'll be able to get to the snake boss. There we go. Well, I'll be sure to send Wall Street Journal your way. 88 Nazi points. Oh dear. Well, Slate's not going to be happy about that. Alright, so we're going to grab the antidote down here and then head back. They're not... Bip! They're non-living who identify as people. Well, we wouldn't want to offend anyone. I mean, I identify as a chiss. My eyes don't glow red and I'm not blue, but you know what? It's the thought that counts. Yeah, it's sad that I think Thrawn still is technically canon, but I don't know what they did to his character in Star Wars Rebels. Oh, so I guess he'll be dead by the time we get back, but I guess we have to do it. Do I have any space for the carrying anything? Okay, I'm going to leave that key, since I don't think I'll need it. Actually, no, all I got to do is just do that. And we'll combine that. We joke about that, but at the same time... Hexadecimal system. Alright, we will take the serum. It will make us feel good inside. Just to get eaten later by the... You know, that shark boss... That shark boss... International Celtic Management. IC. I don't get it. I don't get it! I don't understand. Or maybe my brain's just too tired. Alright, let's grab that. Well, until such time as like the PC version came out, that was the easiest way to play it. Dolphin is surprisingly good. That's where I played Eternal Darkness Sanity's Realm. And Eternal Darkness, or Sanity's Requiem or something. It's Eternal Darkness. That is a very good game. I recommend it. The combat is actually really quite fun, and the story is quite excellent as well. Too bad the company who did that really kind of fucked over their investors with their kind of crappy X-Men game. And I only played Time Splitters on PS2. I imagine the GameCube version will probably look better just because the GameCube had a better graphic. Oh yeah, that's right. That would be that, wouldn't it? Yeah, Future Perfect. I actually discovered that game because of Classic Game Room. Classic Game Room's Mark did that particular...
Richard, hold on. I'll give you a shot now.
Jill, here's my radio. You should keep it.
No! Richard!
I'm raining blood.
Be careful.
No, not Richard. Ah, he was a dick. International Capitalist Celtic Management Meeting. Although, you know what's interesting, though? Oh, here's another political thing. There's very little difference between Soviet communism and German National Socialism, sadly. And yet, people love communism now, for whatever reason. Yeah, the music for this game is a bit silly at times. But I say sadly because people can love communism now, but it's a little different from National Socialism. And so many people inadvertently, well, Nazis. Well, except Nazi-like. One thing that I do recommend studying, though, if ever you want to read something horribly depressing, study what happened to Königsberg I didn't know that actually happened. It's ethnic cleansing in action. But remember, communism is great. Communism is great. Ugh. Well, there goes the Slate article going up as we speak. Evil General Lotz decries communism. Alright, come on, push the goddamn thing. I guess I will do that at some point. A dumbass political thing on Twitter. Well, that's all Twitter is for these days, isn't it? And yeah, Antifa, well, they say they're anti-fascist, but... yeah. Antifa. That's the world we live in. I'm just glad that fewer people than one would think really agree with their crap. In all reality, most people these days just would like to be left alone to, you know, not die. Bip. Although, talking about communism, so many weird things in this stream. I actually recently watched Red Heat, an absolutely awesome Arnold Schwarzenegger film where he plays a Soviet cop that has to track down a cocaine dealer. And of course, he has one of the most epic lines in all of 80s cinema. He breaks off somebody's fake wooden leg and pours out cocaine and has this perfect expression on his face. Cocaine him. It's a really good movie, and I can always get their names wrong. It's either John Belushi or Jim Belushi, whichever one. The one that's not dead due to a speedball was in it. He was quite good as well. I can't remember which one it was, though. Yep, pretty much. Cocaine him. A Soviet who is horny. She don't lie. Cocaine him. Alright, let's actually go save, since I picked up yet a ink ribbon, just in case I die to the snake. Snake, what happened? Snake! Snake! That's a game I gotta do. I gotta stream that at some point. Because I am absolutely horrific at Metal Gear Solid, and yet I own a fully legitimate copy of Metal Gear Solid. I own not a greatest hits version. Oh no, I own the black label version of that. I don't even own a black label version of Resident Evil. It's the bloody greatest hits. But I own a black label version of Metal Gear Solid, and I suck at it so much. I don't know. I played it years ago and gave up on it. Maybe I might be better now, but when I tried playing it years ago, I was horrible at it, to the point where I made no progress whatsoever. Metallic gearbox, not liquid gas. I do not know what that refers to. Alright, so let's save yet again. This is going to be perfect timing, too, because I have to go to the bathroom really bad. Which is always the problem when streaming for a long period of time. Yeah, save. I had heard the PC version was actually pretty good, but the PC version of Metal Gear Solid 2 was crap. Because of just how poorly optimized the PC port was. I remember reading it like for Metal Gear Solid 2, if you hit escape, it just exits the game automatically. And I have seen the GameCube remake of Metal Gear Solid. I have not played it. I don't know, I get a vague memory of playing it once with someone else, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, it does look good. There's so many things got remade on the GameCube. It's crazy. Libertarian Metal Gear Mercenaries pack. Of course, there's some random YouTube video that keeps popping up in my feed called Star Trek The Libertarian Edition. I don't really know what that's supposed to be, and I don't really want to click on it. Gran Turismo. I played the PlayStation 1 version once and thought it was okay. I'm not really a big racing game fan. 3 a.m. on a Sunday. Hey, just gonna be tired for work tomorrow. But I know that I've stayed up late. I remember one time, though, I always hate, like, when you're doing something late at night and you don't want to stop, but you have to force yourself to. It's just terrible. It's like, work does not control me. Yes, it does. If you want money, it does. 10:03. Wow, everybody's in a different time zone or different continent. Okay, we got a snake that we must execute. Okay, let's combine the acid rounds. Oh, I can't... You can't actually take that out of there. Actually, wait, can I, like, combine that with an empty space? No, of course I can't. Alright, so she's got... I didn't equip that because I'm an idiot. Alright, now, let us see. I know you're in here, you bloody asshole. There he is! A bloody asshole, that's kind of nasty. Yeah, that music is kind of crap. I'm not sure if I'm hitting it or the pillar. Shite. Well, that was a great miss. That's really the big problem with the game is, like, when you need, like, really good target control. Come on, blow him up! And I'm out. Great. I've been poisoned. Combine. Okay, who... Now that I'm actually paying it... Got him! Burn, you motherfucker! Burn! Oh, she is so dead. How many grenades is this guy gonna take? Oh, I think he's running. He's running. He's pulling a runner. I think. Almost looks like... Could you go any slower? Thank you. I want to get the bloody crest and get out of here. Now, of course, she's gonna pass out. Spoiler alert. Alright, there we go. Now, either A, I'm gonna pass out, or B, I'm not. I'm gonna use that anyway. Oh, wait, yeah, if I didn't use that, I might die before I get out of the room. I think that's when I'll pass out. And then Barry will save her, and hopefully not engage in certain practices that would be questionable. Duh. Well, Houston hasn't had a bad hurricane since '08. Because...
Give me the serum.
Who are you talking to? Who was she to... Like, give me the serum? Who's gonna give you the serum? It's not like it was in your bloody inventory and I was just withholding it from you like an asshole. Oh, okay. Eventually, I gotta do a remake. Gotta do a remake stream at some point. Yep. Barry, but Barry, you're married with kids. Of course, then I can picture him like turning to the camera and going, "I know." That's just terrible. Well, I can picture the Slate article now. All right, let's save. Since I don't want to have to do that boss fight again. Oh, I hit the bloody... Use memory card, thank you. Use my virtual memory card. Yep. Although, in the book, he actually does have a fairly happy marriage, so... It's not entirely canonical. Consider this a divorce. I might watch that after this stream. I might actually sit through Total Recall. I'm sort of on an Arnold Schwarzenegger kick recently. Okay, we have a grand total of 3 shotgun shells, which still is fine because, well, this stream's pretty much over after we drop that off. So, if you guys have any questions or any more comments, speak now or forever hold your peace until the next one, which won't be 6 months in the future. I'm going to try to get one out next week. Because I do enjoy these streams when they go right. When they go right. And I think I went the wrong way. Or did I? Is this the one? Because we want to go to the one where there's that double door. Commando. I've got Commando on Blu-ray, actually. And Conan the Barbarian. Although Conan the Barbarian's not really a Schwarzenegger film because it's much more of a it's much more just a basic fantasy film in many respects. I'm a big fan of Conan the Barbarian. I even met. Oh, god damn it! I gotta go somewhere now. I have to go somewhere. Where I'm not entirely sure. Yes, I am excited for Predator 2008. But I actually met the actress for Valeria. I met her at a convention. She's quite cool, actually. And it's aged quite well, I should say. Alright, so let's see. Predator 2018, whatever. Predator 2008. In an alternate past, there was a Predator movie from 2008. If only. If only. I do have Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the PS1. Actually, it was the first. I think that was the first ever first ever PS1 game I ever got. And I don't want to put where I don't want to say where I work in real life in a stream, because there have been cases where people have done that and they've been trolled at work, and like that causes a lot of problems. So I'm not gonna. So I don't want to say it just for that, because like. You guys in the stream are great, but if there's just one asshole, he can really fuck a lot of things up. So, I'm very paranoid about stuff like that. Because you hear all the horror stories and things of that nature. And don't even get me started on swatting. Oh man, that'd be very bad for me. Ugh, swatting. I think one of those people that was swatted actually got shot by a rubber bullet. Like, messed up his face. People in the 21st century. Okay, we want to go... I'm trying to remember where that gate is now. That's where it is. I just remembered. Yeah, there we go. It's not paranoid if they really are out to get you. But the thing is, I just like to be careful when it comes to that sort of thing. You just never know who might be listening at some point. They're like, oh, so that's where he works, you know. And you know, you don't want to invite any more risk than absolutely necessary, especially these days, because people can be very mean-spirited. No big deal, no big deal. Big let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. We are in the right area. Comrade Stalin. Ugh. Like that guy, technically in terms of sheer deaths, I would say that Stalin was worse than Hitler. But oh well. Favorite fictional character. What if your favorite fictional character is hunting you down? Of course, then I have to figure out who's my favorite fictional character. Before I end the stream, I gotta think about this for a minute. I don't know, the very first character that came to my mind was Kaifus Kane, or Cyphus Kane, or how to pronounce his name, from Warhammer 40k. So I'd be kind of screwed. He could probably outshoot me, because he is an actual, you know, combat soldier, and, well, I have absolutely no experience in fencing or sword fighting of any sort, so he'd probably be able to shoot me in the back of the head and then carve up my corpse. So yeah, I'd probably lose. And Doom Guy'd be even worse. He'd just vaporize you with the BFG. Or even if he didn't have that, he could still probably outshoot me, because once again, he's a combat soldier, and I am not. Kyle Katarn, Force Choke. Ugh. Kyle Katarn. You know what's interesting, though? Kyle Katarn technically still lives on. Just not in the way we might think. Because John Boyega's character from Episode 7 is basically Kyle Katarn. He's a stormtrooper who becomes a Jedi, which is what happened to Kyle Katarn. So, yeah. It'd be nice if they actually called him that. Finn? What kind of name is Finn? I remember the kid from Lego Movie was named Finn. I mean, come on, give him a better name than that. Something stronger. No, I don't think Kane would do that. But I'm such a fucking nerd since I know what character you're talking about. The Arquebus guy from Space Marine, he did that. Although technically he was eating like a Chaos Guy's brain. Batman, Punisher, Deadpool. Yeah, I think probably Batman would be able to just do it. Deadpool would just... anything past Batman's just overkill. And, well, if you got sucked into a computer, I guess Flynn would delete you. You would just fucking shred those files. I need to review Space Marine at some point. If I'm not mistaken, that was the very first Warhammer 40k book, and it wasn't bad, but it's... The English used in it was very antiquated. Like, the writer says that some hive gangers were, like, torturing people for a jape. I was like, what the fuck's a jape? Matanui. That, of course, is a reference to Bionicle. I have one Bionicle, the red guy from, like, the very first one. And I will admit this. I always had him fighting RoboCop for some reason. It's like, well, he's a robot. I think the red guy was a hero actually. Now, if Dennis Nedry is your favorite female character, well, he might identify. You never know. Favorite fictional character? I think you could probably just shoot it. Oh, there's two of them. I'm not going to end this stream dying. Oh shit. Ah well, run back in. Actually, no. Charge fast. Charge fast. Charge fast. Into a wall like an idiot. Run. Fuck you, you fucking... Wait. No, I don't need that yet. I'm out of ammo. Whew. Barely made it. I have no idea who Cassian is. But really, though, if you look at Finn, he does pretty much the same thing that Kyle Katarn did. From being a storm, because Kyle Katarn was initially a stormtrooper, then he learned that he had force-sensitive stuff, but it wasn't quite as quick as I think they probably do with Finn. Finn, though. Finn? What kind of name is Finn? And I have heard that Bionicle does have a pretty in-depth story, although I've never watched it, read it, played it, or anything like that. Oh no, once I get to the next save point, I'm probably going to have to stop because it's already 9 o'clock. I've been going 2 hours already. But it's like I've made it so far, and I've made it really far in this game in 2 hours, though. Especially after dying all that time at first. But I have no means of defending myself. Sadly, Jill here can't bash people with the rifle stock. Well, shotgun stock. Yeah, it's a rifle. Well, it might be rifled. You never know. Biosector 01. I'll take a look at it. The book was called Demon Slayer, and it had it was a Gotrek and Felix book. Book 3, actually. That is actually my favorite fantasy novel of all time, Demon Slayer. Literally, you've got a human bard and a dwarven berserker with a magic axe getting on a fantasy dirigible and flying it into hell to fight a demon. It was really, really good. Because it's like, they fly on a fucking dirigible into hell! I mean, how awesome is that? I have not seen Rogue One, just because Rogue One annoys me, as it shows how they get the Death Star plans. Well, that was already covered in the original EU. They covered that, and Kyle Katarn helped get one half of the Death Star plans. Obviously, he doesn't show up. I kind of like the idea of the Jedi Samurai. I don't know if he was a Jedi or not. He was still a space samurai kind of thing, which is pretty cool. But I did not watch it because that still annoys me. It's Gojek, and Felix. Gojek makes me think of somebody from the 70s with like one of those hats, like a trilby. It'd be nice. They would never do it, but it'd be nice if Disney just did adapted Dark Forces. Man, Kyle Katarn. Who could play Kyle Katarn though? Oh man, who would pull off a good Kyle Katarn? They'd probably go like the guy. They'd probably go with the guy who played Star-Lord, but you know what? I could go for that. Although I still have not seen that movie either. I think there's a zombie in one of these rooms, and I have no means of killing him. I know there's a save room somewhere. I hear a zombie moving around. Okay, nothing major. Bathtub is filled with muddy water. Will you unplug it? Oh dear, that's going to be a bit nasty. Now, eventually, I am going to do a live stream of Silent Hill 2, because that game works. But I have not actually played much of Silent Hill 2, so it'll be like an entirely new experience for me. I might do that one next week. I don't know. I'll just have to see. Alright, I know this is out. Yeah, there's the Zed head. Okay, fall back. I gotta find that save room. Because at least if I had a knife, I could stab him. Richard Simmons is Calcatorn. Hey, he'd come back from his weird self-imposed exile. Or whatever he's doing. He might be dead for all we know. Alright, we got the first aid spray, so I guess that's better than nothing. Mr. Blobby. I don't know who that is. I guess that's like some sort of internet guy. Or something like that. I don't really follow too much of that. Okay, please tell me there's no ink ribbons over here. Is there? Of course there's not. Why would there be? Is there one on the bed? Nothing special. Of course there isn't. Alright, well, let's drop off the now useless shotgun. Is there any ammo in the Beretta, maybe? 3 whole shots. Hey, it's better than nothing. Alright, let's get rid of the crank. Get rid of that. And the red herb. And I will grab the knife. And the bazooka. Don't you mean the fucking grenade launcher? Okay, combine that with that. 69 years old. Well, that's unfortunate. Now that gives a mental image I don't even want to contemplate. Alright, let's go in here. Alright, let's kill that zombie. Maybe there will be an ink ribbon. If there is, I'm going to save and get off. Wait, that came out wrong. And in the stream, there we go. I'm not going to get off on stream, although there was a guy who did that apparently. I did not actually see it though, thankfully. I'm just aware that that happened. Go on, stab him! Stab him! Stab him! Stab him! I'm gonna cut you! I'm gonna cut you, man! Hey, fuck you! That is sexual harassment, since that's obviously... Oh, god damn it! Okay, you know what? Just for that. Just for that. Eat grenade! There is no such thing as overkill. The desk is locked. Will you use the lockpick? Yes, I think I shall. I'll take the herb. Play SPV3. I do not know what SPV3 is at the moment. I probably do, but I can't think of it right now because my brain is not working. 7 Days to Die. I've not played it yet, although I do own it. I think that was gifted to me, actually. I think. The reason I haven't played it is it hasn't worked on my system. Am I hurt? Yeah, I'm hurt. I have been pained. Hey, what did I pick up? Oh, I didn't pick anything up. I got distracted. Halo CE. Oh, I'd have to install that game again. I'd have to find it. And I never could really get Custom Edition to work very well, to be perfectly honest. Like, a lot of those mods never worked for me. Will you do the X? Will you do the hustle? No, I think both myself and Jill has too much dignity for that. Alright, let's solve... I will continue playing until I find an ink ribbon. Or die. Whichever happens first. Because I've made so much progress in 2 hours playing this completely legit. No No save states, no nothing. It's like I'm a real gamer. It's like I'm a real gamer without... Where's the win the game DLC? That's what I want to know. Okay, let's grab the... let's put up the bazooka, aka the grenade launcher, and this, since there's a grand total of fuck and all ammo for that. Combine. There we go. Do I want to use that? I do, but I'm not going to. Oh, you idiot. There we go. So you've got 7 shells. I think I know what to do here. Hentai, no! Bad hentai tentacle. Bad. We'll have none of that. This is a family-friendly stream. Yeah, right. Let's see, what is in here? That we need to find a bookshelf and a door. Actually, must always do. Nip. Exactly. It's the power of love. For me. Wait, that came out wrong. There's a panel with a number of keys. Wait. No. And there's nothing on there. Okay. It's Red Book. Red Book audio? That sounds great! 003. And I'll move it all. It seems to be obstructed from the opposite side. Well, that's a fairly complicated way to say that. You could have just said it won't budge. Oh shit, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Not the bees! I don't... What? Joel, don't walk into the door like an idiot. Oh, I can only imagine how many hentai images are on DeviantArt with Jill on there. But that's DeviantArt for you. Just don't look up Babylon 5. You'll find some things that will horrify you. I just wanted to see pictures of the station. I'm not even joking. Like, if you typed in Babylon 5, you will regret it. A lot. Favorite hentai? None. It's just not really my thing. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like, I just never really got into the whole animated thing. Mario Kart for SNES. Trade for what? And what's Babylon 5? Assuming you're a nerd, hand in your nerd card. Or if you're joking. Babylon 5 is a classic sci-fi show that features the titular station of Babylon 5. How to really describe that? But basically it's a sci-fi show, think in the same vein as... Oh really? They always go for the neck. They always go for the neck for some reason with Japanese media. I don't know, I guess they just are kinky that way. Oh, the spiders! Oh crap. That's when the game starts to really lag. This isn't actually my system here. It's just the game is lagging because there's those 2 spiders that has all those pixels. Come on, we just gotta kill both of them. And then the PSX will be whole again. And then there's the little spider. Oh wait, how bad am I hurt? Oh, I'm poisoned. Oh. Well, we're fucked. We're fucked. I shot in the entirely wrong direction. Okay, I'm still alive to a degree. But I hate poison damage. I hate it with the fiery passion of at least, maybe a couple dozen suns. 1,000 suns? Farscape, watched it years ago. I was a big fan of it. And, well, Babylon 5 is something I didn't watch that much back in the day. but I enjoyed it when I watched it a few months back. I could leave the room and re-enter, but I'd rather just have them crash into me. Oh, no, there's still some alive. No! Oh! I missed the door. And I'm still probably gonna die. So I might as well just let them run into me. How bad is it? We're at yellow. If I can find a green herb in time and a red herb and mix the two together, we might survive this. For Honor. You know, I saw that and I just didn't really care when it came out. It didn't look bad, but it's just, I wasn't all that excited about it. Or maybe the blue herb. Do I have to mix that with the green? Well, let's find out. Nope, and I'm fine. She's just fine. Oh, yes, she truly is. Straw poll for the best hentai. Pfft. No, well, I think that's the best one. Because it knows how to work the neck, that's for sure. Okay. I need to... Okay, I'm going to get hit again. Yep, there we go. Of course, it almost sounds like she's enjoying it when she gets ensnared by that. So, I don't know. Maybe she's just into that sort of thing. That seems to be the case of a lot of games these days. They're decent, but just, you wouldn't want to spend $60 on them, that's for sure. Come on. Push the bloody statue. There we go. I think one thing that works fairly well in this game is that she doesn't have high heel shoes on. Because so many female characters have to have them high heels. I can't imagine how they're supposed to do all the various adventuring with such things. Not that I'm complaining from an aesthetics point, mind you, but still. From a logical standpoint, actually fighting in high heels is not something I think would be possible. Okay, there we go. And we shall... Sorry, Mr. Hentai Monster. You might be able to get it up, but Jill just ain't buying what you're selling. Mountain Blade Bannerlord. Yeah, I am to a degree. I have not played Mountain Blade in a long time, though. Not that I dislike it, it's just I haven't really been in the mood for it. And this is the point where I shall return momentarily. So please enjoy Jill standing around looking off into space. And I have returned successfully. Alright, what did I miss? Jill's gonna get pregnant at this rate. Rising Storm 2, I'm aware of it but I haven't played it. The Strain. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I have. And yeah, the stream's still going, surprisingly enough. Bip. And you know this game is actually really streaming off of a disc because it took a little while for it to start moving. Let's see, we've been going 2 hours and 32 minutes. Alright, so the whole idea is this. I want to save one more time, and then what I want to do is I want to put that book in that bookshelf, and then I'll call it a stream. Places 002. Okay, so we still are trying to find. So what is that statue even for? Okay, yeah, it's just to move that to get that. Move the thing to get the thing. Because that is what we do in this game. X-Reader? I'm pretty sure there's been a streamer that did that. Let's see. It's gonna have to be in here, I imagine. So you got the bees. .003. Okay, that's still there. Maybe I missed a bookshelf somewhere. Maybe. We shall find out momentarily. Yeah, Resident Evil Gaiden, to actually get the legit copy, I think would be rather expensive. I don't think it sold that much, and it's one of those, games that didn't really get altogether that much popularity back then. Okay, this is not where a bookshelf is. I'm gonna find that bookshelf. Because there is a unfinished port of Resident Evil 1 for the Game Boy Color. It doesn't look that bad. I actually saw a video on that. It's a lot like this game in particular, which is very surprising seeing as how the Game Boy Color is more or less an 8-bit console. Alright, so we need a bookshelf. And it's not in here. Okay, so this isn't it. I don't know if I can't find it fairly soon-ish. Resident Evil. Well, that must be like the original. Oh, it must be like the original one, because the one I got was only like $15. And I have played Deadly Silence, but I never finished it. Alright, so there's that. The save room music isn't that bad in this game, but a lot of the other music is just kind of, well, cheesy. Drunk souls. Ah, the long box. Yeah, I'd forgotten those even existed, to be perfectly honest. Okay, is that the exit? Yeah, that is the exit. We don't want to leave here. And it's not either one of those rooms there. Maybe there's a key I missed in here. And yeah, the little spider cretins. Oh, wait! That one pixel! That little block of pixels is the ink ribbon. Alright. So we got that. Maybe there's something on the barrel there. No, nothing there. Can't take the potted plant. Can't take the peace lily. See anything over there? Nope, nothing over there. Alright, so at least we can save. I can do kind of what I want to do. Anything over here? A 9-ball. Oh, this is probably a puzzle, and I gotta find a thing, do the thing. 3-ball. That'll open up something. Portrait of Ruin. I think that's a Castlevania game. Call of Chernobyl. Okay, that's always cool when like there's a mod that combines two games into one. There's one like that for Fallout 3 in New Vegas. I think my brain is just stopped working now. Okay, wait, is there something on there? A dartboard. Well, that didn't help. It's broken. Well, she can't play Balls of Steel. Oh well. Or Space Cadet. Nothing over here. Okay, I think this room's pretty much searched out now. Because I'm not seeing anything else to pick up in there. Alright, well, we'll save and call it a day. Because I'm already getting tired of my voices starting to decay. I'll look one more place. Okay, is there a key there? Nope. This is the only other place to go. Nothing unusual. Okay, is there something in here? Is there nothing unusual? Nothing unusual. Okay, so I can't figure out where else to go. Like I can vaguely remember where to go, but I can't find it. Huh. I do not remember what that Fallout mod is called. You'll just have to look it up on Fallout Nexus. I imagine it would be in like the top 100. But I also remember it was like really buggy as well. Move the wardrobe. Alright, I'll give it a try. I shall give it... Too bad I'm in the wrong room! I'll give it a try. Well, no, I'm in the wrong room. Just be careful, they might complain about it, seeing as how Fallout's anti-communist. Let's see. I don't think she can move it. Maybe I'm mentioning something else. No, nothing. Anything on the map? Nothing that I wouldn't be able to have a key for. But that is a good suggestion, because that basically... What does this say? And there's nothing on here. Huh. It is kind of crazy to go deaf during the middle of a production, though. It might be, because she can't move it, at least as far as I can tell. Something on the wall? Okay, nothing over there, nothing over there. Go back in here and see if I missed something. You can't use it here. Looking at the book. Oh, wait, there we go. All the pages are blank. What's it for? Well, I remember, like, I think you put that in a bookshelf. But I don't know where that bookshelf is. And I don't think there's anything else in here either. Nothing major. Well, that's good. And nothing major there. I could go for that. 3 MP5Ks. Do you realize how much that would cost, though? Like an MP, like, okay, not just how much that would cost to buy, because you couldn't buy it unless you were an actual machine gun dealer, or there was a transferable one. But assuming there was a transferable one, you would still need the license to own one, and then you're talking like 25. No, probably talking closer to like $60,000 buy a car for that much. I think the most popular full auto gun in the U.S., which is the Mac 10, actually. I was going to snap, but I still can't snap despite being 28 years old. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't go in this door. Maybe there's still one other place. No, there's not going to be another place. Is there a door I missed? No, that's door 002, which is nothing. What you need to do is you need to get a BMP-1 and use that as the patrol vehicle. You can buy a BMP-1, and they're not even that expensive. Okay, so there's a panel with number... You know, I can look that up. 2, 5, 8, 9, 6, 5. Oh, it just does not. It won't actually do it if you like guess it right. It's locked. I'm betting. Therefore, I am not 100% certain that the bees will have it. Yep. That's what it was. Will you take the dormitory key? It's the bees! Run! Not the bees! Not the bees! Whew. Goddamn bees. Yep. Okay, let's see. Check it. Does it have anything written on it? 002. Thank you, Izmir, for that. Alright, so we got 002. Okay, let's go back to the main... Let's go back to the save room. Save. Since we got that. I might actually make this... Might actually do some more Resident Evil one day. Since we've gotten pretty far in this. Come back to it. Since I haven't died and lost all my progress. Says I before I save. Says I before I saved. I don't remember where I read that Gecko 45 story. But man, you need an MP5 and like a tank and everything to guard them all, because we cannot have our JCPenney's broken into. Oh no! Oh no. Alright, let's save, but I'm not done just yet. Assuming I can get to the actual save gubbin. Yes, we use the ink ribbon. I still think the most disturbing story I've read so far, just to show how sheltered I am in terms of internet stories, is that Do You Caton story. I did a video on that a while back, where a woman was used as a table to play Settlers of Catan on. That was certainly a strange one. I guess because that sounds more plausible than some of the stuff you hear on the internet. So it's like, did that really happen? It's hard to say, but I would not doubt that something similar happened at some point. Alright, let's go open up that door. I'm actually going to waste that other ink ribbon. Because, why not? Yes, it's useless now. Discord. Go to the... Yep. Oh, Dakari King. That's such an old... All those old Journey into Internets. I could start that up again at some point if I had the time, but I never do. And finding good stories is not an easy prospect. Oh crap! I was reading the chat. I blame you, Crow550. You almost got me killed. Okay, nothing in the toilet. No feminine hygiene products. I can just picture the Slate article now. Alright, let's finish exploring the room, and then I will save, and then call it a day. Jeff the Killer. I have not heard of that, and I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to know. Well, by I don't think, I mean I do know that I don't want to know. It's probably something horrific. Plant 42, yada yada yada. Plants. I know. 1998. 98. When we were all just a little more innocent of the things that the future would become. Okay, this I think you push back like so. So I think that's the one that one of you guys was thinking of. Actually, can I just... Come on, push. Jill, come on. Focus. Now push! There we go. There is a letter. Will you descend it? I should certainly hope so. Oh, a creepypasta. You know, I used to read those back in the day, but not nearly... But I haven't read one in years. Oh, God, that music is pretty bad. Now that you actually pointed it out. Yeah, thanks for that. It's like, my God. Okay, here's some kind of creepy sound. Did I just go in a big-ass circle? Because this looks the same. I think so. Okay, let's go back down. Grind across the wall. No, I didn't. Okay. There we go. Or did I? That's the problem. This all looks the same. Was there two ladders? I'm confused. More novel reviews. I have some planned. It just comes down to when I have how much time I have to spend on them. I was actually going to do some 40K stuff. Yeah, I did go in a big ass circle. I was going to do some more 40K reviews because I wanted to talk about Dark Imperium. See you later, Smuggler's Commissary. Sleep well. But Dark Imperium is a new 40K book. I think it came out last month that talks about how Rowboat Gullyman, for anyone who actually follows 40K, is alive again, and all the things he has to do about it. So, I want to talk about that, Master of Mankind, and a few others. Star Wars book reviews, I may get back to at some point as well. Because there's quite a few Star Wars books that well, actually, at one time I had read them all. And I would like to touch on where I think the EU started going bad. And that was with the Legacy of the Force series, which I didn't really like that much. Okay, so why can't I go on there? It's not letting me move. It's not letting me go on there. Well, I think that's a pretty good stopping point. I can't get on the bloody boxes. I'm tired. So, I guess I will call it a day. I'm actually going to go ahead and quick save right here. Just don't tell anybody. Alright, I'm GeneralLotz's. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, because I certainly did. And so, I will see you guys next time.